Good evening, everyone, and welcome along to FRL F1. We are here tonight for season number 16, and is round 12 of the championship as we take in the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix from the Yas Marina circuit. My name is James Head. I'm going to be taking to the stream, of course, as always, on this fine Tuesday evening, and joining me in the commentary box, it is Mr. FRL Jesse. Jesse, how you doing?
I am doing really good. Yeah, Abu Dhabi, of course, final race of the season. And we have still a battle for the championship going on. Not in the drivers, but in the Constructors' Championship between Mercedes and AlphaTauri. AlphaTauri leading the way there with 27 point gap to Mercedes.
Yeah, as I was going to say, I thought if we had a drivers' battle, that would be a lot more interesting than the actual constructors. But Jensen not here once again. That, of course, takes a little bit of glitz and glamour potentially away from the season finale. However, we have got, I believe, 13 drivers about to do battle around, of course, the Yas Marina circuit. We'll have a look, of course, at the track in question in just a little while. But let me run you through not the constructor standings first, the drivers' standings first. It is Jensen out on top on 173 points. Big battle, though, for second going on in the championship. And the big question is whether Name Changer can hang on to that advantage. He's technically got a 16-point lead over Macho, who, of course, has had really bad form in recent weeks. Of course, that retirement in Imola, third in the sprint race that week as well, and then a retirement in Mexico hasn't really set him up that well coming into tonight. But Name Changer in second on 108 points. Macho there is technically in third. Tom actually not being here tonight is in third on 105 points. So Macho has basically got to outscore Name Changer by as many points as possible. I make it, the theory around it is if Macho wins the race, Name Changer has to come fifth or below for him to wrap up second in the championship. Or fifth and above, I should say, to wrap up in the championship. If he becomes sixth and below, then Macho overtakes him as a result in terms of points, and therefore Macho would be second in the championship. Ivo, by the way, is not entirely out of that either. He's been very consistent in recent weeks. He's there in fifth on 85 points. He's another one that is going to be here tonight as well. Of course, recently joining CPI as well. Watermelon in sixth on 72. The king of the fast starters. Second, of course, in America 2 weeks ago. Is he going to try and throw his hat into the ring tonight? We'll have to wait and see. Keki in 7th on 68, Ruti in 8th on 57, Felix in 9th on 54, and then Bunty in 10th, along with Charlie. It should be an interesting battle between these two in 10th on 49 points. And Jesse, looking at those drivers' standings, Jensen, of course, absolute gold. Retirement the last 2 weeks, of course, he's doing the Legacy Division tonight in WR, which gives the chance for Name Changer Macho to really go to war out on track in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, Name Changer won, of course, last week in Mexico. So you will go, I think, to this Grand Prix with a bit more confidence. Macho, of course, he had a brilliant start of the race in Mexico, but just after the pit stops, he just didn't have his race and retired. So yeah, I think if I have to do a prediction, that Name Changer will finish second in this championship. And yeah, everywhere in the standings it is pretty close, apart from P1.
Yeah, apart from P1, Jensen, of course, wrapping up the championship, well, 3 weeks ago now, of course, he didn't even race in Italy when he actually wrapped up the championship. So he has been rather fortunate, I've got to say. But before that, though, his form, 6 wins all season. Of course, he's not here tonight, so 6 wins all season. Two podium finishes along with that as well, China and in Singapore. Absolute GOAT, I think, of FRL going forward, and he hopefully is going to be ones to watch out for as well moving forward, potentially into season 17. I know he might be only doing FRL going forward, and that is something I've heard from him directly because I know he has stepped down in TML as well, so he's not going to be competing there. So we are very fortunate to have Jensen potentially for season 17 next week. 13 drivers, by the way, are in the lobby, which I can report. We are going to go to the track map in due course, but we are going to run through the constructor standings in the meantime as well. And as Jesse mentioned, 27 points is the gap between AlphaTauri and Mercedes. And it's only them two, I think, mathematically, that are still in contention on the championship. Red Bull are 49 points behind, and there's only 44 points available, including the fastest lap points. So it's between AlphaTauri and Mercedes. Both drivers, interestingly, Macho has got a teammate in Mercedes, as has the AlphaTauri, of course, of Zero. But they are not going to be scoring any points. So it's actually down, Jesse, to basically Macho and Zero doing it out on track for their respective teams.
yeah, it will be exciting, of course. Who is gonna wrap up that constructors championship? Uh, yeah, 27 points. It's quite a big gap. But yeah, of course, the points for the reserves not counted in the constructor standings. So yeah, that's I think a bit of an advantage for AlphaTauri. And yeah, also a battle for P3 still going on between Ferrari and Red Bull. What will they do tonight?
Yeah, and they were one of the two of the four consistent teams last week as well. In Mexico, Red Bull outscored Ferrari. Of course, took the championship third position in that. They could even catch Mercedes if both Mercedes DNF. Red Bull could actually theoretically get second in the championship, and then if both AlphaTauris and Mercedes DNF, then we're talking about Red Bull perhaps being only a couple of points from AlphaTauri at the end of the race tonight. So that should be very interesting indeed. Of course, running through the rest of the standings, as Jesse mentioned, Red Bull in third on 164, Ferrari in fourth on 157. Then another battle going on is for fifth, Alpine, Haas, and Aston Martin, 114 for Alpine, Haas on 97, Aston Martin in seventh on 90, and then a tied for eighth position between Williams and McLaren on 67 points, and Alfa Romeo there in 10th on 38 points. I believe we are waiting still a couple of minutes to go. I believe Name Changer might be on the toilet at this stage, which is why we might be waiting out on track, which is not great at all. Name Changer though, he did win last week. To be fair, we have to give him a courtesy call before the stream, before the race actually starts. Otherwise, he could be doing something very childish potentially in the middle of the race, which is going to be like Fernando Alonso, Jenson Button, Monaco style potentially in 2015, where of course Button, Weed, and Alonso's seat. We certainly do not want that, and a repeat of that tonight in FRL. Luckily, we do have toilets available to us in real life, but yeah, I'm just gonna throw myself into a whole load of trouble. I think by saying that, but still, look, looking through the comments, by the way, good evening to everyone that is tuning in as well. Matuka is there in the chat saying, hello, James, can I get a shout out to my family? Good evening, Matuka's family. Hope you are doing very well in the chat, and hopefully you are all going to enjoy the racing. If you are going to be watching, of course, the action out on track. Good evening to Charlie. Good evening to Zook. Zook saying as well, take priorities here, but not in the comments box. He is going to be keeping a monitor on the track limits within the lobby, so that is going to be big importance for qualifying. And Remco, unfortunately, Jesse has predicted himself for qualifying pole position.
Yeah, yeah. Let's see what he can do. I think this is the first time actually he's racing since season 14, maybe. So that is interesting, of course.
Yeah, it is very interesting. Of course, Remco is in as well, and he's going to be one to watch out for in terms of the racing. Of course, he was season 2 champion this season in season 8, and of course, gets that promotion up to F1. Gives us a real chance to see what his ability is. I know from commentating on him in the past, he wasn't the quickest of drivers, so Remco might just struggle against this field. However, though, to be honest, it is a bit of a weaker field as well. And it is a real weaker field compared to what we've had, say, season 14 when I last commentated. There was absolutely packed full of drivers. We had Kazizel, Jensen, Tom, you name it in season 14. Season 16, though, obviously, we're going to be seeing some real changes. Season 17, of course, if you are wondering about potential dates for sign-ups and whatever, I can actually reveal. Can I reveal it exclusively on the channel? I have to clarify this with Hawk, I think, in private before I actually say this. But what I can say with confidence is because I'm in charge of this, commentary sign-ups are open tomorrow.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I see in the lobby no Red Bull driver, so Ferrari just need to take some points, and they are third in the constructor standings.
Yeah, which is going to be really intriguing indeed. As I say, I don't know when we are actually beginning. I don't know if we are going to begin tonight. I hope we are because I'm just expecting these guys to ready up on the left hand side of me. And then we can, of course, go through in terms of the track. And Papine saying, when can we see the race and up the standings? Yeah, totally agree. I want to see the race. I'm stuck on the standings at the minute because I don't want to go too early into the track map. But might have to at this stage. I think we are. I'm not sure if we're waiting for anyone. I think we can actually ready up. I'm certainly wanting to ready up. Whether or not we're waiting for anyone is a different thing.
Hopefully, I see Tom can join quick in F1 channel.
Watermelon is the one I believe we are waiting for. Match was saying we're waiting 5 minutes for nothing. Yeah, totally agree. We have, by the way, sneaking into the commentary box alongside me. It's not Ted Kravitz, it's not Mr. Evil Duke. Name Changer was alongside us in the commentary box. And Name Changer, we didn't even interview you last week in terms of your win last week in Mexico. Talk us through how that went and talk us through how you feel is gonna what's gonna happen in terms of the racing tonight.
What, can you guys hear me now?
We can.
Fantastic, yeah. What was the question again? I was listening.
Two questions mainly. Of course, you won in Mexico last week, which was congratulations, first of all. How did that go?
Yeah,
And second of all, how are you feeling coming into tonight?
I'm sure I practiced today, so I guess I'll just YOLO it, and yeah, the Mexico was quite decent, I can't lie. So yeah, that's about it.
That is about it. And yeah, it's going to be really interesting. Jesse, do you want to ask any questions before we have to hot foot it into qualifying?
Well,
No, good luck.
how
for
are
the
you guys
race.
doing?
We are doing really well. We are doing really well. We are going to now, however, transition to the track map because we are now getting ready. Yeah, we're getting ready in the lobby. Shazoo Tom, by the way, has just joined for Red Bull as well, which is going to be very, very intriguing indeed. And hopefully he performs himself out on track. But we'll have a look at the track map in question, of course. 5.2 kilometres length, 3.2 miles, 16 turns away to our drivers out on track. That's a name changer, I hope, going in the background. Not Jesse, I hope. He's alongside me in the commentary box, of course. 16 turns away now, drivers out on track. And what we mentioned, of course, there in our preview for qualifying is track limits are going to be really, really violent to the drivers. There are bumps on the track that can catch people out as well. It's going to be a real test, even on this new layout.
Yeah, to be honest, I like this new layout way more than the 2020 layout, of course. Way more overtaking now, so I think we will see many drivers maybe with a low downforce setup, as it is pretty hard still to overtake in the corners and almost only possible on the straights.
Yeah, definitely. So, Zook, by the way, as well, we have been given a message from Sario in the background, behind the scenes, saying, keep an eye out for Watermelon. He's not allowed to join in qualifying. So we will definitely keep an eye out for him. We have got 14 drivers, though, out on track. As you can see, I thought I had the PSGL race overlays and everything on there, which would have been very, very awkward indeed. But we are about to get the first guys out on track. And I preempted the poll thinking that the likes of Tom and Jensen were actually going to show up. Tom has shown up in the Red Bull. He was on pole position the last time I saw him here in, I think it was WOR, if I'm not mistaken, season 13 on the console. And Tom did a fantastic job around there. He was really quick around here, I think, last season as well. So he might be now the favourite for pole position, even though I've put 3 people who are completely different.
Yeah, in Mexico last time out, I think he took pole there as well. So yeah, even in Monza, I think he has a little bit of a pole streak going on. As I see Marco selecting the intermediates. He has a quali ban, of course. He's the only one with a qualifying ban here in Abu Dhabi. And Macho, he is the first one out on track then.
He is indeed the first man out on track. A matchup will be, of course, one to watch out for. He is one of the 3 that we have predicted in the poll. If you do want to mention your name or anybody else's name, for that fact, in pole position, then you can do that, of course, in the chat. Ivo has interestingly said, and I'm not sure if this is true, and I hope it is not, because I do not want to see this out on track. Apparently it's going to be raining.
I think he's trolling.
I think he's trolling as well, which is why I'm completely against rain around here in Abu Dhabi. If it is going to rain, though, could make it very interesting.
Yeah, it would be really weird if you did rain here. It is, yeah, rain in Abu Dhabi.
Patrick Kenworthy, by the way, in the chat, Mr. Oxide Nova, back in the day, Mr. FRL himself. Hope you're doing well. He really took Montana to the limits in FRL back in the day as well. If you are very unfamiliar with who he is, he took Montana all the way to the limits. It was a fantastic battle. I think it was in FRL F2 in season 2, season 3, I'm tempted to say. Brilliant driver. Good to see him in the chat. He says, good to be watching FRL again. Who's in title contention? Jensen is in title contention. Of course, he's wrapped up the championship already, but the main focus is this man here, Macho, who on board with the lap, he takes the full order for turn number 3 with good measure, and Name Changer fighting out for second position along with Ivo. Them are the main 3 to watch out for. Fantarry currently leading Mercedes by 27 points in the constructors as well, so that is the big battle that we're going to have a look in terms of that as well. But Macho now on lap, on the run down into the left-hander of turn number 6, and then of course into the right-hander of turn number 7, where Hulkenberg famously hung like a cow in 2021. Hopefully Macho doesn't catch the curve too much and doesn't hang like a cow through the left-hander and right of turn 7, then to the left-hander of turn number 8, open up that second DRS zone, of course. There are 2 DRS zones down on this track, one down the back straight and then one down, of course, in towards turn number 9, where we're at now. 52.6 in the middle sector, not too bad at all. Catches the bump there, a little bit of a bump there with the suspension. That is the bump coming through turn number 9. It can catch people out. Coming now through the right-hander in towards turn number 12, and then underneath the grandstand turn 13 with the Marina on the right-hand side. We come out now through turn 14. Latifi famously crashed in 2022. Don't want to bring horror memories for Hamilton fans out there as Macho comes through the final couple of corners through 15, through 16, on the run to the line. It's a 122.7 to begin off the night. Not a bad lap there at all for Macho.
No, that's, I think, a pretty decent banker lap, as we see Bunty. He's 1.1 seconds slower, same for Vaporizer. So yeah, decent lap for Macho out there for his first lap in this qualifying session.
Yeah, very decent lap indeed. Marco, by the way, he does have a qualifying ban. I was watching him there. I thought he was going to come in for a set of... he was going to go around the final couple of corners. That's why I was on board with him. But he's into the pit lane. I think he's got his setup on. Liam, by the way, who's a brand new driver in for the NLR team. Again, not sure who Liam actually is. I haven't actually commentated on him before. He's there currently in 8th position, doing a good job. He didn't have an invalidation on his first run, however. Ivo as well, just starting up on a run, but plenty of invalid laps so far. Macho out on top, Bunty in second, Vaporizer in third. A name that is very familiar, of course, to Mr. Oxide over there in the chat. Him and Vaporizer and Montana really took the fight in TFRL back in the day. Yes, that is going completely back in the day, because it was my league as well. Daniel, though, one of the favourites for pole position, potentially 52.8 in the middle sector. The Alfa Romeo coming through the final couple of corners should be up there, I think, with this lap on the run to the line, and there's only 4 tenths down there on Macho, so not a bad lap there at all from Daniel. Macho, though, out on top. Daniel there in second, Davidenko there in third as Marco does retire in the pit lane, and that is good. He's got a setup on, and that means, of course, that qualifying ban has now been taken as Ivo in the middle sector. Jesse, 53 flat.
53 flat for Ivo. I think he had a purple sector 1. I don't know if that was true, but the game was saying it. Now through the final sector. A difficult section, of course, if you are on controller, but Ivo is on wheel. So yeah, the final 2 corners then of this circuit. Of course, 2 fast corners. And now through the final corner then for Ivo. What will this lap bring him? It's gonna be P4 for the Ferrari.
Yeah, not a bad lap there at all from Ivo. Of course, recently joining CP, I think it was last week. Bunty has left the session. Hopefully he can get back in okay. A name changer as well. 17.4 in the first sector. You heard his thoughts at the start of qualifying there. Much better in the middle sector. 53 flat. So he's still 2 tenths off Macho. We should expect him to go in between Macho and Daniel, I think, with this lap. And then my poll will be absolutely correct if that is the case, which would be fantastic. But Macho's out on top. Daniel there in second, Davidenko currently there in third. Name changer, though, coming through the final couple of corners. Of course, one in Mexico. Very fortunate, I'm going to say, in Mexico last week with all the carnage that we saw in that race. Name changer, though, through the final couple of corners. The former F1 Esports Challengers man on the run to the line doesn't actually go quicker than Daniel. Bit of a shock there. 23.4, 7 tenths per second off Macho. Macho currently out on top. Daniel there in second, Davidenko in third. However, the main man who is going to challenge Macho, I think, tonight is just starting up on lap, and that's Yazoo Tom.
So this is starting his lap, of course. Now through turn number 1, that is a place there will be track limits there, so I think some people in the room are checking that. It's a little bit with that through the first sector then for Tom. What can he do? It's a 17.4, and that's not a purple sector 1.
No, he belted the curb coming through turn number 1. When I meant belting the curb, basically the underfloor of the car got caught in the curb, and therefore for Tom, he lost time coming out of turn number 1 immediately. He lost a good 1/10.5, maybe even 2/10 per second coming out of turn number 1. And that has really set him up into a really bad turn number 7, and then through the right-hander there of turn 6, and then through the right-hander of turn number 7. This is all over the place so far from Tom. This is his first lap. Don't get me wrong with that, but he is currently there with a 53.1 in the middle sector. He's actually down on name changes middle sector. Apparently you are very quiet, Jesse, so I've just turned you up on my end. Hopefully that'll be okay right now. But Tom, currently on this lap, hasn't really looked like the Tom that I expect around here in Abu Dhabi, and know that everyone expects around here, because he is an absolute GOAT. He should be right up there in terms of this lap. But that first corner really cost him in terms of lap time. We'll see what his lap time is going to be. Through the final corner, on the run to the line. In the end, he gains time back through the final corners, but it's too little too late. 23.3. He's 5.5. He's nearly 6/10 of a second off Macho. Macho currently out on top. Already looks like he's got pole position wrapped up.
Yeah, left from Metro is the only one in the 122s. As he is starting his lap now, his second lap of this qualifying session, but he's 13,000 down on his time as he goes through turn number 5 now.
Yeah, 17.3 in the first sector from Macho. He's doing a good job though on this lap so far, as Jesse has mentioned. 22.794 is his current personal best. Looking through the chat as well, Sadio Mano saying Ballboy could easily beat these guys. I think he's stretching a little bit too far there, Sadio, if I've got to be honest. But Macho's out on top, Daniel in second, Tom there in third. Macho now is coming through this middle sector split. And the trick normally in Abu Dhabi is to pick slipstream up from your teammate. 52.5, doesn't need any slipstream through the middle sector. Very, very good from him. Through the left under turn number 9, as he nearly gets caught in the bump on the exit of the corner. Then to the right under turn number 10, and that is beautiful. Beautiful camera shot there with Macho. We come on board again, getting squirrely coming out of turn number 10. Turn number 12, and getting too squirrely out of 13. That's the track limits that Jesse was talking about. He's invalidated.
Yeah, he's invalidated. But yeah, that turn number 9, that was a bit scrappy for him already. So I think if he would have improved in his lap, that he would improve even more time in that turn number 9. Of course, a difficult corner. And yeah, it was a bit scrappy from the Mercedes.
Yeah, a bit scrappy definitely from the Mercedes. I mean, he doesn't really have to do much more, to be honest, out on track, rather than just qualifying pole position, because he's looked really, really strong so far. That 22.7 is going to be very, very difficult to beat. But if Tom gets a lap in, if Name Changer gets a proper lap in as well, them are the two that are going to challenge Macho for pole position, even at this early stage, as Ryan has completely and utterly decent coming to the left-hander of turn number 5. He literally jumped back on my screen, catching, not sure if he's catching Thomas Ronhar hacks potentially in terms of what is going on, but Macho out on top, Daniel in second, Tom there in third. In all seriousness, by the way, about that situation, if Ronhar is cheating, I think it would have been found out by now. It is one of the real hot subjects in F1 esports at this stage. If he is cheating, then fair play to him, because he's making it look pretty easy indeed. Ryan, by the way, is off in the middle sector, 53.5 in the middle sector. It's actually a second down in terms of this. Jesse, can you invite Bunty, by the way, back into the lobby?
Yeah, sure.
Fantastic stuff. It is Macho currently out on top, though, from Daniel there in second, Tom there in third. Ryan now coming through the left-hander of turn 13, then through the left-hander of turn number 14. Still 7 minutes to go in this qualifying session, and in fact, Ryan has just spun Latifi style coming out of turn 14. Even though the camera hasn't caught it, I saw it on the mini-map. He spun coming out of turn 14.
Yeah, Ryan spun out of turn number 14, a name changer in the Aston Martin. He is improving 900ths of a second, and he's getting a slipstream from his teammate now.
And we have been joined in the commentary box by Mr. Macho, who's currently out on top in pole position. 22.7. Are you just going to sit here for the final 6 minutes with us?
Yeah, I think I will. I'm just enjoying everyone driving out here.
Do you feel threatened, potentially, in terms of the fastest lap around here? Because that 22.7 was literally the first lap of the session. Do you not think there's going to be any more improvement?
I don't know, I haven't done any laps. This was my first lap, so I guess everyone is quite slow. But, I'll do another lap, yeah. I'm going to sit here for a bit.
You might have to, because I'm up with Daniel, and he's purple in the middle sector. 2/10 up in the middle sector. He's got to gain, of course, another 3/10 of a second coming through the final couple of corners. But Macho currently out on top. Daniel there in second, Tom there in third. Tom, I think, has just started, or is just starting on the run as well. Name Changer, though, might have to go for that lap. 22.825 from Name Changer goes second. Daniel there in third on the run to the line. 22.870. Macho better hop for this commentary box and consider another lap.
The thing is, Daniel cheated on that lap. He went wide on turn 1, so that's kind of goofy.
Oh.
And Name Changer got a slipstream, and it was my banker lap. I guess there's some time in it,
There's definitely time. I'm on board with Tom now, out of the first sector, 2 tenths up already, a 17.2. So I think you need to hop for that on track.
Yeah, I might need to, I guess. But I'll do that in a bit. I'm gonna leave you guys, though. Bye-bye.
No worries, see ya. And that was
might have to do a restart, I see, in the F1 channel.
Oh. That is very strange indeed. Ivo was lobby host, isn't he?
Yep. So I'm just gonna say restart after qualifying, I think.
Yeah, restart after qualifying, I think it would be fair. Bunty's qualified in 8th position, so if nobody else goes behind that, it will be 8th position. Ryan has just left the session as well, so I'm not sure if we are experiencing maybe a bit of lag issues potentially from a few drivers out on track. Macho though out on top, maybe not for long though, because Tom was purple in the middle sector, 4.5 tenths up, 23.3, really getting the lap on now, and Tom comes through the final couple of corners. Macho definitely has to get this lap in, because he goes quickest. Tom, out on top, has actually broken my timing screen. Apparently it says it's quickest. It's not. It's 2 thousandths behind. He goes second, even though it's showing on my screen. Purple, purple, purple lap. This lobby is broken. Macho out on top. Tom in second. Name Changer currently in third. You see some ridiculous glitches. That might just top the lot.
Yeah, 2 thousandths of second. On my screen, even this time is purple.
Yeah, it's on my screen as well. You can only but laugh. You can only but laugh. But yeah, we're going to get to the end of this qualifying session. Of course, it gives drivers another chance, of course, to set laps and then to try and get improvements on the board as well. Zero might be one of those guys that might look for an improvement on the board. But what is certain is we are going to have to restart qualifying. But Macho's out on top. Tom there in second. Name Changer currently there in third position. As we've been joined by the main man itself, Zero is actually is red in the middle sector. He's actually invalidated coming out of turn number 8. The main man is here though. Hawk, I believe we are going to be restarting after qualifying.
Perfect, because I'm getting my DMs blown up right now, so just want to make sure that everything's in order.
Everything.
Restart, make sure everybody is in, and then continue as normal.
Yeah. That's absolutely fine. That is absolutely fine indeed. It might be because Ivo's actually hosting the lobby potentially, and that might be causing a few disconnection issues. I know Bunty has had solid Wi-Fi throughout, and Macho the same as well. Ryan the same. They've all had very solid Wi-Fi, and yes, this is causing a few issues. But we are now 2 minutes to go in the session. Macho out on top, Tom in second. Name Changer there currently in third position, and Macho responds in the first sector, a 17.2. It's not showing purple. I'm not convinced.
Yeah, but Macho, he's still improving on this lap now. On the straight, as I see Fantarry on the back, weaving there. But Macho, then what can he do through the second sector? Name Changer as well is on this outlet. Can he maybe take pole position? That's the question, of course. But yeah, can Macho improve in that second sector on the straight? DRS open, and this middle sector is a 500 improvement.
500 improvement, but the main concern is he's not showing purple in either of the middle sectors, so I think this game is completely broken now. Macho's out on top though, Tom in second, Name Changer in third. Macho though is improving through this final couple of corners, through the final sector, through 10-14, on the exit of 10-14, loses a bit of time, and he's backed off. Macho not happy with that lap, backs off, there's 500's up, now no longer 500's up, he is down on his time. Obviously he is going to try and get another lap on the board, and actually Jesse, I don't think he will, because he's got very limited ERS, and that might be him done. That might be Macho well and truly done in terms of lap, because he's got hardly any ERS, and he realises that. He's in the pits.
Yeah, and this is now a bigger chance for Name Changer or Daniel to take pole position here in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, it's a huge chance for Name Changer. Absolutely huge chance. Daniel as well. Do not factor him out in fourth. He is a very, very quick driver around here. I think he took EML pole position in Season 3, if I'm not mistaken. EML Premier 1 pole position. Tom, though, out of the session, he's not improving. There's many improvements actually not actually happening, as most of the drivers I am seeing on the right-hand side of my screen are still in the pit lane.
Name changer, he's improving 400s in the first sector on this lap. But yeah, what can he find in that second sector? Of course, an important sector. Same for the third sector. Can name changer stick his Aston Martin to pole position?
Yeah, we will be starting qualifying, by the way, after the qualifying. We will be starting the race after qualifying, by the way. Charlie's saying he's going to be last position, which is not that great. Yeah, I believe drivers actually can't get out the pit lane, if I'm not mistaken. 52.7 in the middle sector, though, from Name Changer. There are certainly drivers who were shown on my screen as being out on track, not actually out on track on the mini-map. So I think people are actually, it's a graphical glitch. But obviously we are going to get a restart. The Name Changer, this is a big lap from him. Coming now through turn 14 at the left-hander, passing the Marina on the right-hand side. Now to the right-hander of turn number 15. He's got to really lay this all on the line, the NLR man. Coming through the final couple of corners. Through the final corner at turn 16. On the run to the line. Doesn't do enough. 200s down. Daniel is 2/10 down out of the middle sector. So he's not looking like he's going to improve either. Somebody might chock us in terms of pole position. Daniel invalidates just for good measure as well. So he is done. Ivo, though, 52.6 in the middle sector, improving big time.
Ivo is improving 2/10, so could be enough for a P5 in this qualifying session. It will be enough. Through the final sector he goes, then will it be enough for the Ferrari to maybe go higher than that? Can go to the 22s. Will be a surprise, I think.
Yeah.
But he goes 6 behind his teammates.
Stays 6. Zabel as well, 52.8, coming through the final couple of corners on the run to the line. He stays in 9th position as we, of course, getting the restart in qualifying, but we will run down, of course, the qualifying order in due course when it does appear on my screen. Hopefully it doesn't break. It's Macho out on top by what is now apparently 1,000th of a second. It is literally so close between Macho and Tom. And in the end, the game actually fixed itself. It wasn't showing purple for Tom in the end. Name Changer there in 3rd. Daniel there in 4th. Davidenko there in 5th. Ivo in 6th and Liam in 7th, to be fair. Are only 100th of a second away from each other. Very good qualifying from them. Bunty there in 8th position. Zero 9th. Vaporizer there in 10th. Remco, Ryan, Marco and Charlie apparently didn't get lap times in. Even though I'm convinced I saw Remco and Ryan certainly get lap times in.
Yeah, Marco was the only one with the qualifying ban. Charlie, right, and Remco not. But yeah, the restart then, so we have to wait a bit for the race to start.
We do indeed, which is going to be a good time for me to go back to the driver's standings for now while I leave the lobby and just close my application as well, just in case things do totally go wrong. But the stream is still live. We are running through OBS, of course, tonight as well. Looking through the F1 chat, Name Changer saying, why are we restarting? We are restarting because the host connection wasn't that great. And also, on top of that, we had a graphical glitch, obviously, with Tom showing purple on his lap. Wasn't in fact purple, unless the game cheated him. He wasn't in purple on his lap. And therefore, of course, he is there in 3rd position. But I believe we are getting Bunty to host the next session, which is good. He's already sent the invite out, which is even better. And I'm now going to hotfoot it into that, and hopefully I can join.
I am going to join as well. Restarted my game as well. So, hopefully no issues now.
Fantastic. I'm going to have a look, by the way, at... Oh, actually, do you know what I'll do? Everything is cleared on track limits as well after that. So after qualifying, everyone within track limits, which is good. So no track limit penalties coming the way of the drivers out on track. That's confirmed by Zook. Daniel did track extend, but he didn't improve on his lap time. I think that was the invalid lap that we saw from him, and he didn't actually improve on his lap time. So therefore, he is still there, I think, in 4th position in the end, at the end of that qualifying session. Well, hope you guys are doing well in the chat. If you are, like, comment, subscribe, tick that notification bell, of course, if you're brand new to the channel. I'm literally just getting into the lobby right now. It's just loading on my screen on the left-hand side, and then I'll be bringing you, of course, the lobby action. Do you want to send Bunty, by the way, the order for qualifying, by any chance, just in case he doesn't have it?
I did already.
Oh, fantastic! You're one step ahead of me. I like it when a team works together. I really like that indeed. But yeah, we are now both in the lobby, which I can say. But obviously, the main battles coming into tonight as well are that battle for second. Name changer Macho and Ivo are still mathematically in contention of each other to wrap up second in the championship. Tom is here as well. So that now makes it a four-way fight for second.
Yeah, it will be pretty interesting, of course. We saw Tom the last few races. He's really in form, of course. But yeah, can he take second place in the championship? I think he's only racing since Monaco.
Yeah, he got disqualified in Monaco because he did win, but he didn't sign up, so he got disqualified in Monaco. Even though I think that should have counted. And then he had a string of second positions: Britain, Imola, and then Belgium. And then I believe WR started a couple of weeks, and I think it was an exam period as well. And Tom, there in third, who by the way passed his driving test in real life today. So congratulations to Mr. Tom on passing his driving test. That will definitely suit him in good stead for what is to come in his future racing career. I am certain of that. But Tom, in third, has had a win, and that was in Monza, where of course he won the sprint race and he won the feature race. So he has had a win this season, but he's never been out of the first two. Never been out of the first two in races he's competed in, including that race in Monaco when he got disqualified. And that really sets him in good stead compared to Name Changer, who, to be honest, Jesse, won last week in Mexico. Them two are the form guys for that battle for second.
Yeah, Name Changer. He had no penalties in Mexico. I think he was the only one without a penalty in Mexico. And of course, Abu Dhabi also a bit of a penalty track. So yeah, that will be really helpful as well if he can take again no penalties. But yeah, the battle for second, it will be interesting as the constructors battle, of course, also still going on.
Yeah, definitely so. By the way, I'm just looking at the LOE stewards reports, which have just been released. Rocco is involved in those stewards reports. I've never seen a steward use this before, but apparently 3 license points have been awarded for aggressive flirting.
Aggressive flirting?
Aggressive flirting between Rocco and J. Cole. Yeah. Interesting. Make of that what you will. Oh, and Rocco has also said this steward is different to last week, so I deserved a season ban last week, but this week I get a penalty because the other guy is a Hmong. Terrible. That's why he does have the nickname Osama bin Rocco, though. That is why. But yeah. Anyways, back to FRL. Let me know in the comment section who you are predicting for pole position. While we wait, of course, for qualifying the race to start, I can actually end the poll, which I've just realised is still actually available right now. And Patrick has asked as well, is there any spots available for next season? No, there isn't for... Oh, there is for next season, sorry. Yes, there is for next season. And Zuka's already put in, sign-ups will be open tomorrow for season 17. So that is confirmed. If the exclusivity wasn't already there, we have got season 17 sign-ups coming out tomorrow for drivers and for commentators as well. So if you do want to lend yourself a hand in the commentary box, maybe even be the next me, or maybe even be the next Jesse, join us, of course, for commentary in FRL next season. I'm head of comms, so everything will be, of course, directed towards me in terms of commentary. And, of course, we also have driver sign-ups, which are going to be open tomorrow, which I think is going to be quite interesting because I certainly don't think we're going to get the quality of drivers that we've experienced in the past in FRL. The likes of your Kazizzles, the likes of your Matthew Walders. I think it's going to be a lot more open in terms of a season 17, and that is good because it gives some of the guys from F2 and F3, for example, to shine when inevitably they probably wouldn't.
Only need a Liam, I think, to join the lobby.
Yes.
So I'm asking him to join.
Yeah, you are correct. Apparently he says the connection is poor as well for the the stream. GT7 sign-ups, I can't say, are going to be released in due course. GT7 sign-ups are going to be released in due course, and I think that is, I certainly, and I'm not sure if Hawk wants me to tell everyone this, but we did agree to a calendar for GT7. We did agree to rules as well for GT7. And most of the regulations have already been sorted for Gran Turismo, and I'm not sure when the sign-ups are going to be released, but they are going to be released very soon. So there is obviously that impetus and that input there for Gran Turismo. Then join us for Gran Turismo as well. And no, it's not going to be the strong and the strong boost and slipstream fest that we had in the past. It is purely going to be one make. It is going to be a one make car. It's going to be similar to, if anybody has done or has anybody seen the TFRL Porsche Super Cup. That is pretty much what we're going for.
I will add the Fantarry Racing League into the group chat because they are not in it.
Oh, fantastic! Chip Sponsor, by the way, has also said, can he race? Even though he hasn't joined in qualifying.
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either.
Watermelon gold as well, so.
And Patrick as well in the chat saying he's going to be doing GT7 instead. I don't blame him. He was really good at GT Sport actually when we last ran a GT Sport League in FRL. He was really good. He was really good. He took on Montana, I believe, as well in Gran Turismo. I feel like I'm bigging this up. I'm just saying Montana's going to be there. Montana's going to be there. But no, he was actually there. Patrick as well saying the TFRL Super Cup. Yeah, what a time to be alive. Unfortunately, the other man that ran alongside me is no longer here, no longer running things, which I'm very glad to report. Nothing to do with FRL. And with my role, of course, as advisor, my role, of course, as commentator, or as head of comms, we are looking to try and strengthen our bonds, of course, within the community. Bring some of the old guys back, of course, from other leagues that we have ran in the past, GHR, TFRL. Hopefully try and get some of the old band back together, and that should be very interesting indeed. However, though, Jesse, I'm going to interrupt myself because it looks like we're getting going once again for 29 laps of action in Abu Dhabi to end off the season.
A bit of a delay, of course, but yeah, we are starting then the final race of the season of season 16. Hey.
Hey? What?
I think he should be kicked.
Oh, Chippy has joined. Well,
Hmm.
he sneaked in anyways. Do we have to force a restart for this? He did say then I don't join in the chat, but then he still joined. That's all I didn't say at all. But yeah,
I asked Mano, no.
Amano said no. Oh dear.
I believe.
Aye. Goodness me. But yeah, anyways, if he is here, he's at least starting from the back of the field, which is the main thing. He's starting from the back of the field if he is racing. But yeah. I don't know what to say. I think everything is just going in the background.
I'm asking him to leave.
Watermelon was also there. Apparently Watermelon's here as well. He is.
I think
I
so.
can see his car. Both of them shouldn't be here then. If you're there, join for qualifying, for goodness sake. I mean, it's not obvious. It's just obvious what people should be doing. It really is. Oh, never mind. It's the final race of the season. I guess we can have a look at. But...
better attendance.
Yeah, but well, if any of them ruin the race, then it's on our heads, be it, quite literally, and we are pretty much good to go in terms of that. Evil Zuka said, Chipsman, to please retire in the pit lane lap 1 and then stay at the back. Please,
Yep.
That doesn't even make sense, because we're getting into the race. Zook's had
a couple of seconds to go until the formation lap.
Yeah, which is... Oh, I need to turn off the stream in the background. There we are. But yeah, we all better get going. I think we're getting another 30-second countdown, potentially, as well, which is not that great. Otherwise, somebody is leaving in the middle of the 30-second countdown, and therefore we're having to restart again, which could also happen. And I've also noticed as well, is there only one Red Bull, or is there two Red Bulls? Because I can't see a name. Oh no, I can see Tom's name. It's fine. It's fine. Don't even just ignore me.
And I think we have again a glitch.
Oh, for goodness sake. Yeah, the lobby is broken, apparently. So somebody, I'm believing it might be Chippy or Watermelon, one of the two. I'm just gonna put the blame on them.
I'm gonna ask Chips to leave the lobby. Let's see if it works then.
Yeah, it is. It's Chips. It's Chips Monster apparently who needs to leave the lobby. Oh, aye. Sadio as well has put in the rule that we discussed a little bit earlier on in the season. This was after the Monaco debacle with Tom. If a driver isn't in the lobby during qualifying, they cannot race. Drivers not assigned in the tier will not be able to race. It's simple. It's in plain black and white. I don't get why people have to break the rules.
Chippy left and still nothing happening. So I think we need another restart. What a mess. This.
Oh, there we go. We can see cars now. Ryan was the one. Ryan was the cause. Yeah. Goodness me. Right.
There we go.
Formation lap has now begun. Whether or not we are restarting, though, is a different thing. But what we are seeing on our screen, anyways, is the formation lap now beginning. And Macho is on that set of hard compound tyres. Tom on that set of hard. Interestingly, 4 drivers on a set of mediums. Davidenko on a set of mediums. Remco on a set of mediums. Ryan on a set of mediums. And Chippy also on a set of medium compound tyres as well. Otherwise, everyone's on a set of hards.
Yeah, most of the drivers on a set of hard tyres, which is maybe the better strategy for this race.
Yeah.
Some people say restart, no restart. I don't know if I want to be honest.
Yeah, Vaporize has got a good point as well. The tyres are actually messed up as a result of the disconnection as well. Hawk, welcome.
How many laps are we into the race?
We're on the formation lap. We're on the formation lap. So if we are gonna restart, then probably best to do it now, I think.
We started once more, try a different host. If it doesn't work, when the race will be cancelled. As for the situation with Watermelon and Chippy, I'm still checking on that. I'm not sure if we have a rule in place saying that they can't join even if it's a restart, so there's some confusion with that right now between me and Mana.
Yeah, we'll definitely get sorted with that as well. Name changer, by the way, just spun in the back. And Ryan is coming through on our end, by the way, as well, in the chat. In the lobby. Which I've just spied. But yeah. Yep, we're gonna restart.
And a new host.
We started getting a new host.
Yeah, well, might as well get me to host at this point. Oh god. Right, I'm gonna leave the lobby. It'll probably give it an impetus for everyone else to leave the lobby, I think, as a result. But yeah, but we will get a lobby host, I'm absolutely guaranteed. That is currently being sorted out. I know Bunty put in a rule, by the way. I know what Hawk was mentioned. We mentioned it on the stream. I know there was a rule put in, I think it was after the Monaco debacle with Tom, where a driver isn't assigned in the lobby during qualifying, they cannot race. So that is that's written in black and white. But obviously with the restart, then it's a different rule.
Yeah, I'd argue that, because we implemented that rule, because of the fact that if you join during the quali, then you might get out of the race, so that's not going to allow them to race altogether, but obviously with the restart, that's not a factor anymore. Oh, that's never a beautiful grey area. I hate doing it, but I'm just going to pull the fucking league director card and say that those two will be allowed to last. We can have a nice long discussion about it afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's fair because they're going to be starting at the back of the field anyways, so I think it makes sense. I think it makes sense, yeah. But it's frustrating. It's the third restart. Three times a charm, though. Hopefully we'll be able to get going very soon indeed.
This time we're already, 20 minutes delayed. If it doesn't work this time, then the race will just be cancelled and no points will be awarded.
Yeah, which is again fair, but Yeah, you probably get people complaining about that as well. You're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't. I think that's how we can look at it. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. We are still live, by the way, on the FRL channel. I hope you are doing all very well indeed. We are going to get, as Hulk was mentioned, a third restart of tonight. And Jesse, this also affects drivers mentally as well as physically, because mentally, with their restarts, what are they going to be thinking at this stage?
Hoping that there's no restart again, I think. Yeah,
I hope.
Get another restart. I think the race will be cancelled as well, I heard, so...
Yeah, which is, again, oh, there we go. Sario's just literally invited me, which is perfect. People are actually seeing that on my screen, which they don't normally see.
Any invite at the moment.
You don't, I'll send you on. I will send you on. I'll flick it to the track map while we get people in the lobby. I will send you an invite, and then hopefully we'll be good to go for third time.
Literally now I got an invite.
Ah, fantastic. Fantastic. I know in the past around here, Abu Dhabi has certainly caused a few issues in terms of disconnection. I know I think we did WR, or I did WR season 13. That was at the start of the game cycle, and I always remember, I think us having to, we got disconnected completely, I think halfway through the race. And there was no other leagues experiencing problems. We were the ones that got disconnected. And it does happen. It does happen from time to time. Portugal's exactly the same as well. Portimao, exactly the same on this game. And it just comes to highlight, I think, Jesse, that Codemasters really need to get their butts in gear, quite literally, to try and produce a better game, of course, for F123. As I saw a YouTube video, actually, a little bit earlier on today, from Racing Games GG, and they implemented, saying why F123 could actually be the last Codemasters game under their own brand.
To be honest, this game, F122, from the 3 of F1 games I've played, it's just the baddest, to be honest. F120 was so good. As Hulk has confirmed that Watermelon and Chippy will be allowed to race.
They will be allowed to race, indeed. I thought Hulk had left. He's still here, though. Hulk is still here, which is fantastic. And it was Charlie, actually, that joined the session, probably trying to get a little bit of maybe a behind-the-scenes look at how commentary might be for Season 17. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we are waiting on... Oh, I'll send out a big bunch of invites to people as well. Because I should have everyone in. Oh, there we go. Right, Chippy, Ryan, everyone that hasn't joined, I'm just inviting, and then it will be good to go. There we are. They've also had a batch of invites off me. Oh, it's frustrating. It's frustrating. Thanks for sticking with us, by the way. Thanks for trying to fill the time as well for Jesse and for Hawk behind the scenes as well. Pine saying, I think Jamal will win. I'm not sure who Jamal actually is. Gillian actually coming into the comment section and saying that Bunty will win. Interesting. You've obviously found that funny. Let me in. Let me in. Who's Jamal?
Pine thinks TikTok meme will win.
Oh, it's a TikTok meme.
Yeah.
As you can tell, I'm not versed with the kids these days. So at least I know what TikTok is, and at least I know what a meme is, but I don't know what he's actually going on about with that. Patrick is saying, what is the FRL Discord? My friend, there should be a link, I think, to the Discord a little bit further up in the channel. If not, I'm going to try, if I can, desperately, to invite you in and get you in and use the invite. So give me a second. This takes me longer as well because my iPad is so slow. I have to try and somehow get this done. Zook will probably... Oh, Zook has literally beat me to it. Terrible. Terrible, Zook. Brilliant stuff. But yeah, the invite is there. The Discord is there. I hope to see you in the Discord very soon indeed. And we have got 15 drivers now in the lobby, or 14 drivers actually in the lobby. Still waiting on 2 more. Sario is in, I think, just monitoring everything and just getting, of course, the lobby hosted. Obviously with a very, very stable connection. Judging by that, though, I'm seeing Name Changer Macho and Daniel on 1 bars, which is a bit concerning.
Oh no.
Everyone else
Not
is fine,
all
but
over again.
it might just be because it's a European host like Sadio from Belgium. It might just be I'm based in the UK, and it might just be that. So
And on my screen, it's only Liam actually who's on board.
it's only Liam. Yeah, I think it's just
Yep.
the way connections are. To be honest, it's but we'll get there. We will get there definitely. We have got though 15 drivers in. I believe we are waiting for one more. I can't pick out who it might be. Trying to see. Is it QRT Ryan by any chance? I think it is. Yeah, I think Ryan's the one that's missing. He
Yeah.
might be sitting it out though potentially because I know his connection is a
Yeah.
little bit poor.
He was already glitching in qualifying, we saw, so.
Hawk is the biggest goat, says Chippy as well.
Because he can race, I think.
He can't. Well, Hawk could race. Hawk potentially could race. Well, Chippy, yeah.
No.
Chippy is probably saying that Hawk potentially could race.
No. I'm barely strong enough to stand on my own 2 feet today. I'm not gonna race without a setup.
Yeah, that's totally fine. Ryan, by the way, has asked can he race as well.
I mean, theoretically, the problem
Connection
should have
is
been the
stable.
host connection, I guess. So
Yeah,
might as well try.
yeah. On my end, most people are 3-4 bars. It's only, as I say, name changer Macho and Daniel who are 1 bar. If Ryan does join and I see his connection on 1 bar, then that'll be, I think, an immediate concern for my end. But if he joins and he's on 4 bar, then we have to just try and take it on a bit of pinch of salt and just see if he can race, I guess.
Yeah, if his connection is too bad and the race doesn't start because of that, then we just have him close the game, and then that should fix it.
Yeah. Well, as I say, we'll monitor it from our end. I know name changer's connection's actually flicking from 1 bar. Charlie's now showing out a 1 bar, which is not that great. I think it's just connections to the host more than anything else. So Ryan has joined, and I can report when his bars load that Ryan is on a grey bar at this stage. Oh, he's on a 1 bar. He is on a 1 bar connection.
Yep.
He's on a 1 bar.
And
I know in the past I think he's lagged as well. But yeah, but we'll have to see. We'll just wait and see how it goes. Ryan, I'm sure, will probably just leave the session and then everything will be back to normal in terms of connection-wise. So Ryan has got everything in between them to obviously leave the session if he needs to be. However, though, you've been seeing the track map for a long time now. 5.2 kilometers and then 3.2 mile. 16 turns, of course, waiting our drivers out on track. And we are going to transition, of course, into the lobby just so you can see what is actually happening on our screen. We are just waiting, as I say, for happening. And Patrick says apparently the link won't work. It says it's expired. I wonder if the settings need changing on the invite, potentially.
hopefully
There we are.
everyone is well, everything is sorted out soon and
Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. All of this, by the way, with Hawk in the background, this is normally done behind the scenes, but because we're live, we can't really do anything else. And the weather, by the way, is changing quite a lot on the left-hand side. Apparently it's random now, the weather.
rain.
If Sadio really wants to pull that one, then he's, I've literally seen that on the screen, and everyone has seen that on the stream as well. So, if he wants to try and pull that, then, yeah, it's not going to work. That will not suffice. But yeah, we will get eventually going. We will get eventually going. This is going to cut into Love Island time, I think, for me, from my end. But I don't mind. I can miss it. FA Cup is also on, by the way, over here in the UK. There's a lot of matches going on tonight. Sunderland, unfortunately, not part of that. But we are now beginning to get going, and that marks, of course, Hawk leaving in the background. And that also means we are now readying up, and everyone has to remember their setups. Everyone also has to remember what tyres they're going to start on. And we saw, I think, Watermelon and 3 others. Ryan, I think, was another. All of them on a set of medium compound tyres. I think it was Ryan, whoever's at the back of the field. Yeah, Ryan at the back of the field. And whoever else. I think it was. There was 4 certainly on a set of mediums that's supposed to be on, and the rest are on hards.
Finally, we have another race. I was getting a bit tired already.
Honestly, I was, yeah, Mr. Nova has put in his Discord. That might be worth, I think, for Zook to have a look into. If not, then I can easily invite you. I think I've got him on Discord potentially. Hopefully it is all good. I can tell already that the weather is different.
Yeah, I think I see a lot more clouds.
Mm-hmm. And it was beautiful blue sky and sunshine. Don't say we're gonna have to restart the game because of the weather. But the big thing, which is I think this is the first stream that I did last week with the new glitch, is the T-boning mechanics in the pit lane.
We are starting.
We are indeed.
Yeah.
Charlie's saying as well, if we end up having to restart again, the race will be cancelled. Yeah.
Yep.
Ivo's saying, Rain, I'm not believing that for 1 second. I think it is just literally a different start time.
Ivo quit it. We are believing him. We also said last week, I think, Rain.
Yeah, I think, we said plenty. I think it was Lix who started that. Oh no.
Yeah.
Waiting for plays again.
Oh,
Ryan.
No. I'm gonna tag him.
Yeah, I think it's Ryan's connection already.
Yep.
That is a shame.
Him.
Oh. Name changer literally saying, I don't want to sound like an ass, but what did I say? Yeah. Yeah, name changer did say. Name changer did say that this would happen. And
The spam is going on now.
Everyone is literally spamming him to leave at this point.
I'm just part of it.
Yeah, goodness me. Oh, you cannot write the script. You cannot write the script.
If he opens his Discord.
If he opens his Discord, and see, there we go, he's left. He's taken the hint, and there we go. We're absolutely fine. It was Ryan at the end of the day.
I will understand with so many angry people.
Oh,
Shifty and hard. You have some mediums, right?
Is the order wrong? Oh, is Chippy and Watermelon starting at the back of the field?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, right. Yeah, I think it was, as mentioned, I think it was...
Chippy spun in turn number 1.
Yeah, so Chippy was the one I think was on the set of mediums that I was referring to.
Yeah.
Also on a set of mediums, Davidenko, Remco and Ryan, interestingly. Or Ryan's AI is on a set of mediums. Oh, and...
Yeah.
His AI is going so slow. Oh, don't say we're gonna get the glitch that I've seen before where the AI card doesn't stop.
Hopefully not. I mean, then the race will be cancelled. That we all don't want, I think.
No, we can just wait an extra lap and then it just corrects itself. We can just wait an extra lap. That's if that does happen. He is going around in AI mode at this stage, and it fills me with a lot of confidence at this stage. But yeah. Macho out on top though, Tillman second, Name Changer in third, the battle for second of course well and truly on in terms of the drivers. Also though, Mercedes outscoring so far AlphaTauri in terms of their drivership tonight. Macho of course out on top, and then of course Zero there in P9. Macho, what does he have to do to wrap up the constructors for Mercedes? He just basically needs to outscore Zero if he can.
Yeah, just the win and the fastest lap and then the vaporizer on P10. I don't know how they will decide it.
Oh, I've just seen that apparently he's banned. Mr. Oxide Nova is banned, apparently. That's why he can't join. That's why he can't join. Apparently he's blacklisted from the server, which is not that great. Ryan's AI, by the way, has been disqualified, which is good. And that means the code in the game works, and that means we're going to get a first-time stop. Finally! 5 red lights coming on here. We've had to wait half an hour, but here we go. 5 red lights on for the season finale in Abu Dhabi. And it is, eventually, I hope, I really hope, Lights out, away we go, and Tom gets a very good start alongside Macho. Macho's very slow off the start, and Tom will lead down in towards turn number 1. The Red Bull leads through the left-hander at turn number 1. Macho there in second. Name changer there in third. Haas getting caught up in an instant there was Bunty. Also, I think the Alfa Romeo Davidenko potentially caught up in an instant there as well. Daniel certainly dropped the position off the start, but Tom leads the way down and towards turn number 5 for the first time. Macho there in second, and Davidenko nearly going side by side with a name changer. The graphics will fix themselves on lap 3, when of course it corrected itself. Marco was picked up a 5-second penalty for speeding for corner cutting and gaining a position, but Tom under pressure from Macho, and already under pressure. There he goes to the outside line on that set of hard compounded tyres, tries to go all the way around the outside of turn number 6, and he just about covers it off. Brilliant stuff by Macho, and Tom's going to get the switch back out of 7, now through turn 8, and then on the run down towards turn number 9. This is the bird's eye seat with Tom on board with Macho to the inside line at turn number 9, going to try and hold the lead of the race. Tom might have to back out of this, still trying to go all the way around the outside. In the end, there's an instant further down the field, which is called the VSC, and I think that's actually Zero that is round. Charlie, sorry, that is DNF'd out the race. Macho the lead, Tom in second, name changer there in third, and Charlie already at the race, unfortunately, causing the first VSC of the night.
What an amazing battle between Macho and Tom.
Oh! And Macho's just nearly lost it through turn 12 under the VSC. He had a very good recovery. Somebody wasn't concentrating. Macho just about holds the lead. I think we're getting restarted already.
Yeah, as Chippy and Charlie had an incident further down the field. Charlie now DNF'd. He is the first one to DNF of this Abu Dhabi Grand Prix.
And
Ivo's pitting.
Ivo's into the pits. Ivo was into the pit lane. Is this for front wing change? It has to be, surely. Yeah, front wing change on the car. I think it's left side end plate damage on the car. And actually, no, he's gone into a set of mediums. Oh my god. Ivo was already out the P2 battle, out on track. That is an absolute shame. And unfortunately for him, 13th position. He thought the VSC would stay out. Macho and Tom certainly weren't convinced. Ivo's came into the pit lane. Chippy, of course, with that damage, has pitted. Charlie leaves in absolute disgust. I'm absolutely sure of that. Ivo, though, in the pit lane, has already squandered his chance. And speaking of squandering chances, Tom all of a sudden is a second behind Macho.
Yeah, I think Tom didn't have a really good reaction at that third safety restart. There the gap was already 0.6 of a second. But now Macho is 1 second down on Tom, and name changer. He's also almost out of the DRS range of Tom.
Apparently Daniel Nivo was the incident that I saw, and Remco's round coming out of turn number 9, gets caught in the outside curb. So Remco round coming out of turn number 9, and if he doesn't rejoin the circuit, I thought he was going to pick up damage. Please don't tell he's going to pick up damage. Marco was spun coming out of turn number 12 as well. I'm not sure if Warsaw and Maeve collected in there in part of that, but Remco was round. Right turn plate damage potentially on the car, but Macho leads the way. 1.1 seconds is the gap at the end of lap number 2 from Tom there in second. Name changer there in third. Davidenko there in fourth. Daniel there in fifth. Daniel apparently had an issue with Ivo, and that is why Ivo picked up the front wing damage. He is now down at the back of the field, down in 13th position, losing 7 positions up the start, but gaining the most positions. The king of starters, Watermelon, up 7 positions from 16th from the grid to 9th.
Yeah, he's in P9 now. Impressive by him as Ivo's again then into the pit lane. I think his team didn't change the front wing at this first stop, so that is basically race over for Ivo if there's no safety car coming.
The front wing was ready, and speaking of ready, Bunty flies past Zero to the inside line of turn number 6. The Haas shooting going to get the job done. Beautiful by the Brit. Gets the job done on the fin, and Cha-Cha-Cha's past him, through into 7th position. You will get that if you're a Finnish Eurovision fan. Zero on the back of Bunty, going to try and come back at him down the straight, but it was just not quick enough with the ERS. But big happenings out in front. Tom has used up slightly less ERS. Macho, by the way, is on very low fuel already. Red light showing on that car, and that means Macho potentially is in trouble. And has a huge moment coming out of turn number 12, which I think was actually repeated by Tom, even worse, coming through turn 13. And Tom again, wide coming out of 15. They're all over the place out on track early on. Macho leads, Tom in second, name changer in third. Tokyo drifting happening out on track from the front too.
Yeah, Davidenko on that set of medium tyres, which should be quicker at this stage of the race, isn't in the DRS range and catching the top 3 guys.
He isn't, and I think that just really expand in terms of pace, and they're in 4th position. He's doing a fantastic job. Daniel there in 5th, doing a great job as well. Of course, he lost that position after that contact through, I think it was turn number 3, if I'm not mistaken, with Ivo, and that's the moment that I saw in the background of shot. But Daniel, they're in 5th, doing a good job. He's on the back there of the Alfa Romeo, but Macho currently leading the way. Tom in 2nd, name changer there in 3rd. Ivo, by the way, making his feelings very, very frank in the chat by saying he hates this game and there was no wing replacement, even though I saw on my end there was a wing ready actually for him. So, again, a graphical glitch, and obviously he experienced something different to what we might have had. Out on track as Vaporizer, dry, and now tries to come now on the inside of Watermelon, and in the end, Watermelon saying, well, you can come through. Vaporizer the quicker driver, clearly, and he's into 9th quite easily.
Vaporizer up into 9th place. Now the car ahead of him is Zero in the Fantarry. As someone is
Daniel.
round, it is Daniel.
Oh, and that's out of turn number 12. I think he's got caught. There's a bump coming through the middle of turn 11 and towards the right-hand of turn number 12. I think he's got caught up on there. Liam's also made a mistake, I think, coming out of turn 15. And therefore, he is now dropped behind Bunty. So Bunty now has actually spun coming through the final corner. These guys honestly do not know how to put the throttle down out on track. Bunty now round, out of a promising 5th position. Liam did exactly the same. Daniel retires into the 5th lane. He is done. He is done with FRL, I'm absolutely sure as well. But Macho leads, Tom in 2nd, name changer there in 3rd. Disaster for Bunty. He's still in the points, but a spin costs him coming out the final corner. And it is so tricky in terms of actually getting the throttle down on this track. And therefore, drivers are struggling more than necessary as Zero tries to go past his teammate down the straight.
Fast for Zero down into turn number 6 then. And AlphaTauri at the moment, they will be crowned Constructors Championship here in FRL Season 16. Look at the gap already to the top 4, 5.5 seconds from Zero in P5 to Davidenko in P4.
Yeah, fantastic stuff as well. Davidenko is losing around 3-4 tenths per second per lap at this stage. Jesse, by the way, the other Jesse, by the way, in the chat, saying, how is F2 better than F1 at this point? Drivers like to take risks in F1, and the risks know no bounds, and the risks are being felt quite literally as Tom, again, coming out of turn 15, takes a very wide curb on exit. Don't think he's picking track limits up, luckily, but he is allowed to do that. In the race, he is allowed to do it. Of course, in qualifying, he isn't. Macho, though, leading away from Tom in 2nd. Name changer there in 3rd. Davidenko is just catching name changer there slightly. Quite 2 tenths per second. But Tom on the back of Macho, running down in towards turn number 5. And this is just a bit of a plain sailing sort of race so far. Even though, I've got to say, Jesse, Vaporizer does look very quick on the back of Liam and Zero.
Yeah, I think it was like 1 or 2 laps ago, he was almost 2 seconds behind them, and now he's on the back of both AlphaTauris. Will he get the overtake done? He has much more ERS than both of them, but can he overtake? Liam maybe down in towards turn number 6. Ooh,
oh my god!
Almost outbraked himself, and now we go up to the lead through turn number 9. Macho still stays ahead of Tom.
I'm not sure if that was my mic, by the way, or your mic, but it's sort of really crackling on my end. I think it was my mic. Potentially, as Vaporizer tries to look to the inside of Zero as well. Gets one, doesn't get the other AlphaTauri though, and this is crucial for Vaporizer to get the job done on the back of the AlphaTauris. He's there on the back of Zero. Crucial for him. Marco was spun. Of course, with that qualifying ban, he didn't really need to serve the qualifying ban with the restart at the end of qualifying. But he is there in 10th position. Now Bunty ahead. Of course, that's that spin from Bunty and from Marco. Both of them are going to be fighting for track position. Out on track with Macho leads. Tom in 2nd, name changer in 3rd. Lap 7 out of 29. And Macho trying to get on with things out in front. 6 tenths of a second. But Tom keeping him honest. More ERS, about 5% more ERS at this stage that Tom has got compared to Macho. And Macho very wide on the exit of turn number 5. But that is really suiting him. It does gain him a lot of time.
And name changer doesn't have the arrest on this red and Watermelon. He is also catching the group Zero, Vaporizer, Liam in the fight for P5. He's almost within a second of them.
Yeah, Tom again on the back of Macho though, coming in towards turn number 6. Now Vaporizer again on the back of Zero. Is it going to look to the inside line? I thought that was going to be an absolute send from the heavens there from Vaporizer. In the end, doesn't get the job done. Maybe he wants to try and vaporize his opposition. I can't even say. Vaporize his opposition out on track. Vaporizer has vaporized Zero down and towards turn number 9, and Estooni's into 5th.
With this pace, I think he can catch Davydenko also quickly. Yeah, just great pace from the Mercedes at the moment, which are in P1 and P5 for now. I don't know. I'm not sure if that is enough with Fantarry in P7 and P6 here, of course. But yeah, the battle for the lead is also still going on here in Abu Dhabi.
35 points they'll be picking up, I believe, Mercedes at this stage, whereas AlphaTauri will be picking up 14 points. It's a 21 points difference. I don't think that's enough. Is it enough?
Nope. Gap is 27.
27, yeah. So ideally, Vaporizer needs to gain past Davydenko, really, and then gain past. Well, basically, what I'm going to say is Mercedes need first and third out on track. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah, or 1-2 is even better for them, I think.
It would be. It would be. But in this situation, my Vaporizer is obviously quicker than Zero. He's obviously quicker than Liam as well. Is he quicker than Davydenko, though, really? He's got 6 seconds to gain. He's going to be on the better strategy towards the end of the race as well. But whether or not that will come to pass remains to be seen. And speaking of passes, Marco's on the back of Bunty, coming out of turn number 6 and 7. And the McLaren on the back of the Haas with the yellow flag. And I think that's Remco that is round at the back of the field. Yeah, it is. Remco round at the back of the field. Marco on the back of Bunty, using up all of that battery to the inside line of turn number 9. Bunty nearly comes across them, actually. And to be fair, backs out the move. And Marco sails up the inside line. Beautiful move by Marco. Good recon there from Marco to get that job done. Bunty, in the end, saw him coming. In the end, there was almost a bit of desync between them both. But in the end, Marco's through and he's into 9. Good move in the end, and good reaction from Bunty, because it could have easily ended in contact.
A great move from Marco. And Liam, he's close to the back of Zero. It was actually a 10th a few moments ago. As Remco, he's almost led by the whole field.
Yeah, Marco hopefully doesn't have Polo potentially tonight. Yeah, that didn't work. But Macho leads the way. Tom in second. Name change in third. Liam, however, on the back of his teammate, which is going to be very interesting. We've already seen a move already between Zero and Liam. It's my wisdom tooth is coming through live on the stream, which is not that great at all. Liam on the back of Zero. Breezes past the inside line. Exactly what happened about 3 laps ago. Has happened once again. Liam back through and he's into 6th. Zero there in 7th, but not for long because Liam absolutely just outbroke himself in towards turn 6 and 7. Appalling exit from him. He has got track position though. Wouldn't need to give the position back. If he did, then it would be to Zero, obviously. But because he was ahead going into the corner, he just locked up on the brakes. He doesn't have to give that position up.
Yeah, so Liam is up into 6th place. Bit of a scary moment there for him in turn number 6, where he outbroke himself, of course. But yeah, the battle for the lead is also still going on. Tom, he is now half a second behind of Macho. When will things start to heat up? I think in the second stint.
Yeah, definitely in second stint as Vaporizer actually lost his front wing. Vaporizer's lost its front wing. Don't know where out on track. There's no yellow flag showing. That is for certain. Vaporizer though, into the pit lane. No front wing on the car. He was looking so quick. The mechanics just nearly head for the camera as well. For Vaporizer, into the pit lane. Set of medium compound tyres go on. If they get 19 laps, I'll be very, very surprised. They will not last 19 laps around here. So Vaporizer is now committed to a 2-stop stint as Tom, on the back of Macho, tries to get the move done in towards turn 6 and 7. That was the first look from Tom. And Tom is managing his EOS a lot better compared to Macho at this stage. Marco has spun as well, coming through turn number 5 on the exit of turn number 5. Tom on the back of Macho, not quite close enough, but Tom fired the first warning shot. Now, is he going to look for the move on Macho?
Yeah, when will the move come? Will it already come in this first stint? I think it will come in the second stint, of course, where they will pit to the mediums. Maybe undercuts, maybe overcuts can be made. So yeah, it is just basically going to be on strategy, I think. And Tom, I think, has the advantage in strategy because of the better ERS amount.
Yeah. Macho leading the way. Tom there in second. Name changer currently in third position. There is a bit of a situation going on about Oxide Nova, by the way, in the in the background as Macho has a huge moment out of turn number 1. Goodness me! Big snap of oversteer coming out of turn number 1. This track is really testing the drivers' balls, quite literally, and they do all have balls, I'm pretty sure, out on track, and Macho certainly has balls of steel for saving that one coming out of turn number 1.
Yeah, that was a big snap for Macho. That was almost like how he did it in qualifying, but Tom now, can he go for the move down the inside of turn number 6?
Oh, he does! He doesn't.
No.
That was a fake. That was a complete fake. I was about to cut in and say that's going to be a fake move, and in the end, is this going to be the real move? Yes, it is. Now, Tom, to the outside line, he has to go for broke, but in the end, I think he's just sticking 3/4 distance behind Macho, doesn't go for the move, actually forces the inside line. Macho runs out wide. This might be the opportunity for Tom to the inside line, but again, it favours the brave on the outside, and Macho nearly moves across at Tom. Tom now towards turn number 12. Macho goes deep. Oh, a name changer in behind, by the way. He's just literally looking at this and thinking, go on, make a bit of contact. I'm going to be here to pick up the pieces.
And Liam is driving away from his teammate 0 for the battle for P5 in this race. But yeah, great battle between Macho and Tom there.
It was. I was expecting to say a bit more there, but Macho leads the way. Tom in second, name change. It was just the way your voice went. I was like, he's going to say more. Do I dare interrupt? But yeah, Macho leads the way from Tom in second, name change and third. This is the main battle, and actually, in fact, the only battle that is now happening out on track. And Macho was doing a phenomenal job at this stage, but Tom, there on the back of him once again. He already faked the move once. I don't think he's going to fake again. This time, I think he's just going to sit in the slipstream and actually attack him down and towards turn number 6, and Macho nearly moves across him in the braking zone. Goodness me! Getting elbows out, there's elbows out, and then there's Macho's style of racing. Macho has to keep it clean. Tom, to be fair, has to keep it clean as well. And to the outside line, I don't think Tom is going to be interested. Name changer, however, coming from the bolt, out of the blue, trying to go all the way around the outside of Tom. Tom in the end, much better on the inside. Again, he's side by side with him, and this time, he's side by side with him for good. With the helicopter cam on board now with Macho to the inside line at turn number 12. Tom tries to defend and tries to fake the move, but in the end, Macho still hanging on for the lead. Tom in second, name changer in third. Name changer's honestly just wetting his hands at this stage and thinking, go on, make a little bit of contact. I'll be coming for both of those positions if you're not too careful.
Yeah, and take second in the championship, of course. That is important as well in this battle for P1, as I think Bunty has got through on Watermelon in turn number 9. And Davidenko, he is pitting on that old set of medium tires now. And he will go to the hard tires now, of course.
Not surprised. And I thought I saw... Actually, there's a glitch. The Ferrari pit crew were actually out in the pit lane. I'm not sure if they're waiting for Ivo to come in, potentially. But they're waiting for somebody. I actually thought they were waiting for Tevelenko, but then I realised he was in Alfa Romeo's. Tom to the outside line at turn number 6 and 7. Tries to get the job done again. And in the end, is he going to fake the move again? Tom to the outside line. Down the old F2 pit straight. Uses up the ERS, and I think this time might have to try and think about going for the move. But this time, he's just going to sit back and relax and let the talking do the job. And now to the inside line. Tom might actually have P1 coming out of this corner to the inside line of turn number 9, formerly turn 12. But in the end, doesn't get the job done. And Tom is literally chomping at the bit, wanting to get that move done. He's putting Macho under so much pressure. I don't know how Macho's still in the lead of this race.
Yeah, Tom is putting Macho under pressure. But yeah, the ERS amount, that difference, it is 60%. Tom has a big advantage in that as we look until the end of the race and the second stint, of course. So I think Tom will just wait and attack on the medium tire seat.
Yeah, double the amount of ERS as well. Name changer has got compared to Macho, and that, with very low fuel, is red flags, quite literally, for Macho out on track, and certainly a red line that Tom is definitely going to cross at some point in this race. They will be looking to pit stops as well. I normally say about 12-13 laps on a set of mediums can be done quite easily, so we should expect pit stops to happen from around about lap 16 onwards, and that's where I think somebody out of this pack, as down Tom comes again on the back of Macho. Macho again slightly moving to the left, but this time Tom more committed for the move. Tries to get the switch back again, coming out of 6 and 7. That time it was better. And now Tom, once again on the back of Macho. He looks clear down the straight. He's got the straight line speed, and now he's up the air, has to go past him to the outside line of turn number 9. This will be bold and brave and brilliant, and in the end they collect each other, and Name Changer's through into the lead. Name Changer had that inside line. Macho was forcing Tom all the way to the right. In the end, disaster has happened. It was a brilliant battle. In the end, Tom, I think he should have went to the inside line at turn number 9. Every single time he's done that, he put Macho under pressure. This time, he tried to go around the outside. Macho, having none of it, moved completely right into the braking zone. And Name Changer literally wraps up, potentially, the race win, and maybe even P2 in the championship as a result. Tom is absolutely fuming, I am sure, as Marco was out of the race turn at turn number 9. That could be the safety car, and it is. Safety car deployed out on track, and that saves Tom.
That saves Tom, really. But yeah, I was watching Macho's on board. He was really letting his car go to the outside line where Tom was also. And that's why they collided. But Name Changer, this was all he is waiting for. Waiting for them to collide and go into the lead. And that's exactly what happened.
It is exactly what happened. And I know for certain, for absolute certain, that Tom is going to be angry. But the way that Tom gets angry, he channels that into racing. And I am expecting him to channel that into his racing and into his racecraft out on track. Because that, for me, with Macho being in a battle, I thought that was always going to happen. That was always going to be contact at some point between the two of them. Tom wanted to go for the move on the outside. In the end, I think he should have went to the inside line. The gap was appearing to that inside line, as Name Changer proved, because he waltzed on the inside of turn number 9 and got both of them with that contact. But Name Changer did get that move done before the contact was made. And that was the big thing. Tom now in third is there. Still in this race, luckily. They have got a free pit stop as well over Davidenko, which is a big thing. But everyone on the side of mediums, they've gone a little bit too early onto this compounded tyre. Everyone now putting in Name Changer, Macho and Tom. I can certainly see these guys getting to the end of the race. As Name Changer is in, Macho is coming into the pit lane. And actually, he's holding up Tom into the pits. That could work, potentially, in the AlphaTauri favour, as opposed to the Mercedes favour. I don't realise, I think, what he's doing there.
And I see Tom already typing now in the F1 channel. But yeah, Davidenko staying out on it hard. He will be sitting duck.
Oh! Tom's out of Macho! Tom's out of Macho coming out the pit lane! What on earth? What on earth? How? I didn't even see that. Tom is ahead of Macho coming out the pit lane. You cannot write the script here in Abu Dhabi. Name Changer leads still. Tom is in second. And I can only think it's that Ferrari pit crew. It has to be that Ferrari pit crew that was out. The Haas pit crew were also out in the pit lane. They are still waiting for somebody to come in. Tom has jumped Macho in the pit lane. Tom has literally been saved by the game.
Takes a 3-second time penalty for the safety car.
I cannot believe what I've just seen. I'm going to watch that back on the stream. What on earth happened there? He must have got held up in the pit lane because of the Ferrari pit crew. He had to have done.
I see.
Let's see. Macho into the pits. Red Bull in. He got held in the pit lane. He got held in his pit box. I don't know why he got held in his pit box, but he got held up in his pit box. And Tom is ahead. Unbelievable.
Macho is already asking to Tom if he has damage and saying, I let you by, so I think they got that as well.
Oh.
Macho let him by in the pit.
Yeah, he's saying good luck. They're both saying good luck, which is very fair, but all's fair in love and war, and hopefully it's all decided out on track.
for Mercedes, we see another disaster. Vaporizer picking up a 3-second time penalty under the safety car.
Yep, and he's down in 9th position currently, as it stands, with the way the constructors battle is going. Macho, 15 points to his name. Vaporizer only 2, so that's 17 points. Liam and Zero, 4th and 6th, are 20 points. So AlphaTauri gained 3 points on Mercedes.
Not enough then for the constructors title for Mercedes, but yeah, now the interesting thing will come, of course. Can those 3 drivers at front drive away, and who is gonna win this battle is the question then.
Yeah, definitely so. It is going to be very, very interesting indeed. Apparently, again, you've been quite quiet on the stream. Don't know why. You're coming in green on my end on OBS, and that normally means you're quite quiet, but I've turned you up. You were in orange there, or amber for a second there, so you're okay. I think you're fine. I'm just going to turn the game sound down and turn my mic down a little bit as well, just to hear what Mr. Jesse has to say as well, because I can control it just like that. There we go. That's more like it. Name changer out on top. Tom there in 2nd. Macho there in 3rd. Is the safety car going to be coming in this lap? I doubt it, because we've got Ramco on the other side of the track.
Yeah, we only have to wait for him basically, as iPhone shipping will catch the safety car probably soon. So yeah, another lap behind the safety car then, in this pretty delayed Grand Prix already.
Yeah, and it's been heavily delayed. We've then had the possible... I don't know what to describe it.
Done.
Yeah. It's... Well, we could have been done. We could have been done. We could have easily been getting into the interviews right now. But no, we've still got 12 laps of racing to the checkered flag. And are we going to see the Mr. Michael Massey pull out another unscripted piece of art and Oscar-winning work out on track?
Vaporizers into the pit lane, but yeah, about Michael Massey, in my opinion, he's a legend, of course, as a Dutchman.
and to the Brits, he will forever be ingrained in my memory as costing Hamilton the championship.
Oh, and we have to wait longer because Remco is pitting as well.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. We can discuss everything that happened in 2022 or 2021 in terms of the championship around here in Abu Dhabi. But yeah, basically what I can say about that is Verstappen didn't deserve the title. Hamilton,
well,
I think, deserved the title, and the way that it was actually managed, the race, was an absolute farce.
Yeah, looking at that race, Hamilton deserved it, of course, but looking at the season, Verstappen deserved it, in my opinion.
He did, and then obviously he's backed on to... he backed it up last season, winning the championship again, which is...
Yeah, I think he will do it again in 2023. I think basically a bit of a Verstappen era will start, maybe.
Do you think? I have a feeling the Ferraris are going to give him something more than necessary. And the Mercedes, I think, are certainly going to be a lot quicker. Safety cars in.
I have reading that Ferrari could be 2 to 4 tenths slower than Red Bull and Mercedes 6 tenths.
Yes. And well, I saw it, that Red Bull apparently gained a second somewhere. Don't know where.
Yeah. Everybody gained a part of Alpine, but yeah, let's just go back to the racing and discuss that later.
Yeah, Aston Martin, I think, were the big gainers in F1, and appropriately, we've got an Aston Martin leading the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix as well. There's name changer leading the way from Tom in 2nd. Name changer, of course, now the virtual Bertman, now the virtual safety car. Of course, he took the win on penalties last week in Mexico. Now he looks to try and do it absolutely by himself, with no help from any alternatives, from Michael Massey or Virtual Bert Marlander or anyone like that. Name changer now has to set his stall out to try and win this race. And now he goes coming out of turn 15 into the right hand of turn number 16. Tom is right there with him though at the final corner, and in the end Macho all of a sudden is under so much pressure from in behind. Liam has had a really good restart, Bunty as well. A bit of wheel waggling to try and get the tyres up to temperature. Remco going side by side with Vaporizer to the inside line of turn number 2. Vaporizer hangs it around the outside into the fair hold position very neatly indeed. Name Changer though leads the way from Tom in second. Macho there in third. Macho now catching as Davidenko makes a move on Watermelon to the inside line. Crucial move for him in Alfa Romeo. He's up to 7th, and also Chippy trying to go around the outside of Ivo, and Remco and Vaporizer nearly making contact on the exit there at turn number 5. They're now side by side down the straight, but in the end Remco pulls away because of pure straight line speed. Ivo in the end I think is let through by Watermelon. Ivo now through, and he's into P8 down into turn 6. Chippy nearly on the back of Watermelon. Very good restart by everyone, and Name Changer leads the way still.
Everything is going clean, but Name Changer.
Oh my god, it's
yes,
3
I
wide.
hope.
It's going to be 3 wide. Remco to the inside on and Chippy. Watermelon, in fact, is dropping down the field. I'm not sure if he's got damage potentially, but Remco to the inside line. That's why he's the F2 champion this season. Brilliant move to the inside line. Gets 2 for the price of 1. Watermelon, I think, was just slow coming out of turn number 8. And in the end, Remco through and he's into 9. Very neatly done.
Really good by Remco, but yeah, the top 2 is driving away from Macho now. And Macho is driving away from Liam in P4. And Name Changer, he almost has put a second gap already to Tom. Really good by Name Changer. But looking at the ERS difference, Tom is in big advantage.
Yeah, huge advantage. Name Changer as well was fastest lap on that lap.
Ivo.
Fastest race in that lap around as Ivo was spun. Coming out of turn number 1, he's got left side end plate damage as well, so I think he's had a bit of a spare and he leaves the session. I don't blame him, to be honest. I'm not sure if he got caught up in a collision. Was it Chippy down the inside line at turn number 1, maybe?
That could be.
Have to wait and find out, I think, on that one. But Name Changer leading the way. Tom in second. Macho there currently in 3rd position. Jesse saying, Zook saying in the commentators chat, are you guys really that bored? Yes. I think that was with results of Verstappen and Hamilton, but there we are. Name Changer lead. Tom in second. Macho there currently in 3rd. And Macho is putting Tom under so much pressure. He goes wide again coming out of turn number 9 though. He's purple in the middle sector. However, Name Changer looks like he's got the pace. He's certainly got the ERS disadvantage at this stage, but he's got track position and he's got track advantage right now, and that speaks volumes around here compared to the guys behind. Name Changer though leading. Tom in second. Macho there in 3rd as Ivo has managed to rejoin the session, and so we should, because he is not out of a point scoring finish. That might have just been a disconnection from his end. If it wasn't, then it's good to see him back, and it's good to see him still fighting potentially points.
And also this battle at the front is important for the P2 in the championship. That is for now for Name Changer. He is already in 2nd in the championship, of course, coming into this race. But now he will get that advantage. And Remco is round again.
Round turn number 2, which I think he's got caught on the inside curb at, and then spun the car around, over rotated. Ivo, by the way, came out. Ivo's AI, I should say, is coming out the pit lane on a set of soft compound tyres. Clearly, the AI doesn't know what he's on about. Davidenko, though, does know what he's on about. Passing Zero to the inside line, turn number 6, and gets the job done down the straight before the corner. Gets the job done, he's through, and he's into 6th. But a real reflection of the pace now. Tom is sticking with Name Changer quite well. Macho in the end is Zero, I think, is going to try and get back at Davidenko here up the hill in towards turn number 9. In fact, he's not going to get the job done. Vaporizer on the back of Watermelon looking quite close as well. They're not quite close enough, I don't think, for the battle either. But Name Changer and Tom within a second of each other. Macho in the end, he had very good pace first half of the race. In the end, though, that pressure told from Tom. In the end, the collision was avoidable. In the end, they obviously collided. And Macho, all of a sudden, he now doesn't have the pace on the mediums, and he's now getting caught completely off guard by Tom and Name Changer ahead.
Yeah, and Tom, of course, he is in the DRS. That is an advantage already. And look at the ERS difference as Name Changer had a big moment coming out of turn number 1. That could maybe end his race there.
He didn't actually lose any time with that as well, which is even more remarkable. He lost literally 0 amount of time. I think it was just a snap, and then he caught it on the curb, which you can do, and you can ride it like Tony Hawk style on the curb, and basically think about just trying to correct the car. Bunty, by the way, is trying to correct the spin early on. He's up to 4th position, blast past Liam down the straight. Easily done from Bunty. 205 mile an hour. I'd like to have what he's having at this stage. Bunty really impressive in the final couple of races of this race. And Watermelon is through and he's into 9, passing Vaporizer around the outside. I think that was of turn number 6 and 7. Vaporizer though is going to try and come back at him down the straight, and in fact he does. But I think Watermelon might have certainly some sort of damage. If he does, it might be rear wing. Vaporizer though, a little bit of a twitch there, saying thank you very much, I'm coming through. He's into 9, and Tom right on the back of Name Changer. There's the yellow flag, and that's Remco out through turn 8.
He retired on track, I think, so that is very poor from him.
No, it's a
But
crash.
Tom now, he's...
Oh no, he has. He's
No.
retired on track. Yeah, you're right.
Say hi. Yeah, but yet Tom, he is now really close to Name Changer. He has to use his ERS smart now. Will he go for the move already and just basically drive away and win this race? Or is he gonna wait and pass Name Changer in the closing stages of this race?
Ivo, by the way, has left the session again. I think it might be more a disconnection as opposed to anything else. If I was in Tom's shoes, I'd wait. I'd wait and I'd wait. Macho's now 1.2 seconds behind. That wouldn't be my concern right now. My concern would be putting Name Changer under so much pressure as what he did compared to Macho. But he might not even need that because he pulls alongside. And a bit of hand of rage there from the Red Bull man as he comes in toward the left-hander of turn 6 and then the exit of turn number 7. Name Changer though, beautiful position of the car, gets it done, and look at that, Macho's now back within DRS range. That was absolutely pinpoint perfection from Name Changer in terms of positioning his car. Sometimes I think drivers need to take a lesson on that, but Name Changer leads, Tom in second, and because of one move as Tom nearly spins, coming out of turn number 9 on the bump, Name Changer leads, Tom in second, and because of that position of the car, Jesse, Macho's back in contention.
Yeah, and that's why I think that Tom needed to use his ERS down that straight, and then overtaking Name Changer, driving away from him, keep him out of his DRS range, and win this race. But he didn't, and now Macho's back in contention again.
He is. He's doing a phenomenal job at this point as well. He is doing a fantastic job. Bunty as well in 4th position, doing a really good job as well. Phil McConaughey, I think they're in the chat as well, supporting him. By the way, I've still realised that the poll has not been ended. I was meant to do that, and then we had the 3 restarts. But the poll has not ended. I can't end it, I don't think, unless I'm in the FRL. Oh, hang on, I can just change the count. Give me a second. Name Changer leads on Tom in second, and Tom is applying pressure.
Yeah, and Tom again not using his ERS. I think he could be too patient maybe. If those two are gonna battle, Macho will get an advantage of that and maybe can overtake them for the lead. And look here, then Tom is going for it. He is now on the inside of the straight, and Tom is through. And now he needs to use his ERS and drive away and take the win under the lights here in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, crucial move from Tom. Name Changer's going to be right there though with him coming through, as I now can't get out of the FRL account on my YouTube, which is even better.
Ooh. Zero and Vaporizer there, and Vaporizer with an epic move around the outside of turn number 9. Great from the Mercedes, and he is up into P7. But remember, he has still that 3-second time penalty on his name.
Yeah, I didn't see that unfortunately because I was still on board with this bomb. As I try and mix myself around potential setting up polls and everything, I've now can't get out of the. Oh no, there I can. Am I back in on YouTube? I hope. No.
So he is almost a second gone already. Maybe this was even the better decision that he took than what I said. Yeah, Name Changer is outside his DRS. He will get DRS here. And Macho, he's also outside the DRS for now of Name Changer, but he will get the DRS down this straight. But yeah, Tom is using up his DRS smart, and Ivo is back and spun.
Yep, and has he got damage? No, he doesn't have damage. Vaporizer side by side with Davidenko down the straight. Nearly looked to the inside line there at turn number 6. In the end, doesn't get the job done. He has got that 3-second penalty, of course, overhanging him from early on in the race, as Ivo's AI again has spun, or Ivo has spun, coming out again. And now Vaporizer is going to go for the move on the Spaniard. The Dutchman will try and blaze around the outside of turn number 9. Tries to get the job done. He's on out to drive, but that's going to be turning a negative into a positive, and that's perfect from Vaporizer. Brilliant racing between them both. Vaporizer through and he's into 6th. This man does know his craft on his day, and he absolutely proved that to perfection. Vaporizer through and he's into 6th, and a battle of the CPI boys, and Zavo and Chippy is about to get going as well further down the field. But Tom leads the way, 1.6 seconds. He's made his bid for glory. Clearly didn't like my prediction of me putting him potentially putting Name Changer under pressure. He went for it as Ivo was retired out on track, and that could be a safety car. Davidenko was spun, and that is a safety car.
Ooh.
And they've all missed the pit lane.
Will we get to 2021 2.0?
Oh god. Oh, well, he's like 26 and 29 as well. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I think we'll have a 1 lap
2
safety
laps.
car actually.
Yeah, I think it'll be 2 laps of racing.
Yeah, 28 and 29. But which drivers will come into the pit lane and change to the soft tires? I think almost everyone.
Almost everyone, I think, yeah. Almost everyone, indeed. Oh, I could hear myself for a second there. Hello, me. Tom leads the way from Name Changer in 2nd. Macho there currently in 3rd. If somebody could do me the duty, by the way, somebody behind the scenes, can you shut the poll off for me, please? Because I could try and do it, but it'll cause my Discord to lag, and I really don't want that.
Ivo had a red rear wing 3 times this week with late safety car. Suzuki saying also in the chat.
It's the 2nd night in a row for me, because we had this lap 26 and 29 on PSG F2 last night as well.
But Wu will come into the pit lane.
No, he fakes it.
Out.
Name changes in. Name changes into the pit lane, and he's picked up a penalty. And Macho's in as well. What on earth are they thinking? Bunty's in as well. What on earth? I would have expected Bunty to stay out. Liam into the pit lane. Vaporizer in. Zavo was crucially staying out. Zavo was crucially staying out. AlphaTauri, all of a sudden, Zavo's going to be in 2nd. He's ahead of Name Changer. He's ahead of Macho. This has big implications for the constructors. Tom now leads. Zavo in 2nd. Chippy there in 3rd. Everyone on a set of soft compounded tyres. And my immediate reaction is, what on earth are they thinking?
Yeah, that's the question. But my question is, can Name Changer, his penalty can be removed? I know there are some pit lane glitches, so I think his penalty should be removed, but that's just my opinion. And yeah, let's see what the stewards think, if it's gonna be reported.
Yeah, I watched Name Changer coming into the pit lane. He didn't cross the white line on pit lane entry. It's just he caught the white line on the inside of the curb into the pit lane. And that brings up a 3-second penalty. And that's unfortunate because it's a glitch in the game. It was clearly caught on stream. I can vouch him for that completely. But then again, safety car is in. Safety car is in this lap, which means Michael Massey, you haven't done your job properly. Tom leads the way from Zavo in 2nd. Chippy now in 3rd. This is a big gain potentially for Watermelon as well. In 4th position, Zavo as well in 2nd. What is Tom going to do though? Is Tom going to wait up for everyone to gain? Because not everyone is going to get on the back as Chippy and Watermelon, I think, swap positions for 2nd there.
Yeah, they did, but yeah, how quickly can the soft runners get past Watermelon, Chippy and Zero and get onto the back of Tom to fight for the lead? That's the big question here.
I don't think they will. I don't think they will. I don't think Name Changer will. He's there in 5th. He's got a wall of cars in front of him. Yes, he's going to be the quickest man out on track, but he's lost track position. That is everything around this track. Track position is everything. As Tom doing a Magello sort of style start, coming into the final couple of corners at turn 16. Now says go on the exit of turn 16, and already is called Zavo, completely napping. Name Changer though, already on the back of Watermelon. He needs this move ideally in towards turn number 1. Is he going to think about it towards turn number 1? Yes, he does. Done to the inside line, and do you know what? Chippy made a mistake as well. Could be 2 for 1. Chippy on the outside line. He gets both of them. Already Name Changer through, and he's into 3rd. Perfect start from him. Macho has got caught up in a collision with Watermelon, and that's his hopes of P2 over. Chippy rejoined track as well, very dangerously indeed and all that. I think there was Watermelon and Macho who got caught up together. Tom Mill leads the way, Zavo in 2nd, Name Changer all of a sudden in 3rd. It's disaster for Mercedes, it's brilliant for AlphaTauri. They're currently outscoring Mercedes and the constructors. They will currently wrap it up as Name Changer flies from a mile back to the the inside of turn number 6 and gets the job done. Brilliant stuff from Name Changer. He's got that 3-second penalty. If it gets removed, he's on the back of Tom. 1 lap till the checkered flag.
I think Name Changer's absolutely gonna win this if his 3 seconds penalty gets removed, of course. He's by far the quickest out on track. In 1 lap, he's up from P5 to 2nd. And he's closing and closing into Tom. And Max going, go ahead.
Tom has got more ERS, 73% compared to Name Changer on 27%. This is literally shades of Hamilton and Verstappen once again. One of them, albeit not on a sort of hard compounded tyres, but Name Changer on the back of Tom. Tom has got more ERS at this stage, but does he really need to use that up? He's got to try and fly on this final lap of the race. The final lap of FRL Season 16 about to begin, and Tom leads through turn number 1. Name Changer is right there on the back of him, purple throughout that lap as well. Bunty, right on the back of Zero, could look for a very unlikely podium position, and in the end, AlphaTauri, they're not actually going for it, as Bunty does go for it to the outside line of turn number 5, tries to get the job done all the way around the outside. He should do, as Name Changer is through on Tom, and I think they actually could have been a collision. I think they could have been a collision. Name Changer was up the inside line. It's 3 wide, 4 wide, nearly in the background, and a bit of a T effect down the straight. Goodness me. Tom leads the way. Name Changer in 2nd. Name Changer's got really one more opportunity, and that is down towards turn number 9. But Tom, again, has still got more ERS, and he's pulling away from him down the straight. That is it, surely. Tom is pulling away down the straight, and in the end, anything could still happen, but Tom looks like he might have just secured this. Coming through turn number 9, Name Changer again, right there though, and he's going to have to try among most to go for the move for this race lead. He has to try and be audacious. Tom makes it look very easy though, makes that Red Bull look as wide as possible. These two collide, Bunty's on for a race win. This will be unbelievable. Tom, through the final couple of corners, Name Changer's got one more last gasp opportunity, and they collide, and Bunty's into the lead. Bunty takes the lead of the race on the final lap. Have you seen scenes like it? Bunty wins. Liam in 2nd. Davidenko in 3rd. My goodness me. Tom and Name Changer collide. In the end, bit of desync. I think Tom got caught on the bump through turn 15. In the end, Name Changer behind, was too close to rear-end, rear-ended him into the wall. Tom now down in 9th, Name Changer in 8th, and Bunty capitalises on that and takes a race win in FRL.
Who would have expected Bunty as a race winner here in FRL F1 Season 16? But most importantly, AlphaTauri are the Constructors' Championship winners. And I think, I'm not sure I the past lap, I think Magic could be 2nd in the championship.
I don't know. I can't do the math. I can't
But
bring
rather
myself.
dramatic end of this race. Wow.
Oh, I cannot bring myself to that. Final 2 corners. Final 2 corners. Tom had him. Tom had Name Changer, and they collided through 10-15. In the end, Bunty takes the race win in an action-packed humdinger of an FRL F1 race. Might not have been the cleanest, certainly the most dramatic. Bunty takes the race win. He is an FRL race winner. And oh my word, I am going to have to relive that back over and over again. I'm still not sure what happened between Name Changer and Tom. As I say, I can only say what I saw in front of me, and that was Tom getting caught in the bump, Name Changer rear-ending them, both in the wall, both collided. Bit of desync potentially involved in that as well. We will have to see what happened, but Bunty takes the race win from 8th on the grid. AlphaTauri there, a 2nd and 4th. They wrap up the Constructors as well. Absolutely brilliant from Liam to finish in 2nd. I mean, 2nd on his debut. Yes, he got lucky, but 2nd on his debut is phenomenal. Davidenko in 3rd is somehow there. 0 and 4th. Vaporizer is 5th. Watermelon is 6th. What on earth have we seen in Abu Dhabi? Macho, by the way, did get the fastest lap point.
And if Watermelon would have finished 5th, then Red Bull would be, Ferrari would be 3rd in the constructor standings. The gap is only 1 point if I have to believe Watermelon in F1 channel.
And if Ivo didn't DNF, it could have been different.
And they could have it.
Yeah, it could have been different. Oh my word, what a race in Abu Dhabi. I don't know where to even begin with that end to the race. And oh my word. Oh. Compose ourselves before I think we do any interviews tonight. Oh my word. Absolutely thrilling end. Possibly not the end that we were expecting, because Tom, I think, had that into the final couple of corners. I'm not even sure what happened between them both. Such a strange incident through 10-15. Final 2 corners. Impatience can get the best of people at the end of the day. Whether or not he was impatient, of course, we'll find out from Tom, who has, of course, joined the interview room here, either as well as alongside us as well. And yeah, Jesse, I don't know how to sum up that race. That was just crazy.
Yeah, as Davidenko says, he can't join interviews he needs to. But yeah, about Tom and Name Changer, they already had contact into turn number 5. So yeah, it was a bit messy, but yeah, from how I saw it, I was on board with the Name Changer there. I think also that Name Changer just completely rear-ended Tom there, and he was at fault for this incident.
Yeah, I was on board with them as well, and I got the impression, certainly, that there might have been a tiny bit of desync between them both, and it was only a very slight amount. Either that, or it's the bump that has caught Tom into Name Changer. Name Changer then rear-ended him, and then obviously they collided. And I don't know, it'll probably be best for Tom to explain about that situation, because that was just unbelievable. But Bunty indeed does take the race win. He has to compose himself, I'm absolutely sure. I really hope he does join for an interview, by the way, because this will be probably one of the best interviews I think I've done. And yeah, speaking of the man, he's here right now. The man who finishes somehow in that race in P1. It is Mr. CPI Bunty. And Bunty, talk about luck on the final 2 corners.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, can you hear me?
We can.
I can hear you.
Lovely. Yeah, I mean, the way it all played out was pretty funny. Yeah, it doesn't really feel kind of like it's happened because, I mean, it's just quite crazy. I'm kind of lost for words, but yeah, I mean, with the whole penalty thing, and I saw Zero, was ahead of me, so I instantly knew second was more or less secured if I didn't spin. Which I tend to do, but then obviously Name Changer, I don't know whether it was on purpose or not, but he obviously went for it on Tom, and Tom's fun, and yeah, I don't know, it's just crazy. It's so nice, but yeah, it's crazy.
I think I literally said about 30 seconds earlier, if these two collide, Bunty is going to be an FRL race winner, and that's exactly what happened. It's like a Mystic James all of a sudden in the commentary box, predicting the future. But
yeah, I quickly rewatched the stream because my mom was watching. But yeah, it was. I don't know how it happened because I spun as well early on. So to come back even onto the podium, let alone get somehow a win, is crazy. I knew my pace was good. Not really due to the track, just I had the ridiculously quick straight line speed setup. So I kind of back my chances to get a decent result, but I would have never thought of a win. But yeah, it's just it unfolded on that last lap, and with Tom on mediums, I think that helped as well, because otherwise if he was on softs, I think he would have absolutely gapped the field. But yeah, crazy stuff, crazy.
I honestly don't know how your mum will probably be reacting to that as well, because I know she was in the comment section a little bit earlier on. She's probably got it on the TV, for goodness sake, and just watching it alongside the family in a little room. That's what I could imagine. And if that was the case, the screams, I'm probably sure, are probably going to be reverberating around Greenwich right now.
Yeah, she was delayed, so I actually managed to run down and I have a look at the stream. But yeah, it was funny. It's just I mean, you wouldn't have the odds if this was like Coral and FRL. The odds would have been probably well over 100-1 on me winning. But yeah, God, it just slowly drivers like fell one by one, and obviously Name Changer got a pen, and then yeah, just it's crazy scenes. So.
Absolute crazy scenes indeed. Of course, we'll hear from the rest of the guys in just a second. But Jesse, any questions?
Yeah, of course. This was the final race of the season. looking forward to next season then. What goes for that season?
I mean, I got a winter. No, I don't think I'll be competing for winter next season. It'd be obviously I don't know how quick the grid will be, and obviously sometimes the grid in FRL can be really, really quick. Like I'm thinking of Imola, but then sometimes obviously some guys drop out, like tonight, no Jensen. But I think it'd be nice to be having a couple more podiums rather than just the one. It'd be up there in the podium spots for a bit more across the races. That'd be a good goal. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't think I'll be winning next season. Definitely not.
Well, congratulations on your victory then here in Abu Dhabi.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, he'll have to build on more race wins, I think, next season, potentially.
No pressure, yeah.
Might be overstretching it a little bit too much, but still. Bunty, go and enjoy your evening.
Thank you, I will. Yeah.
You are very welcome indeed. There's definitely going to be a cold few beers potentially had in that household tonight as we now move on to the man who finished, and unfortunately in P7, could have potentially won that race, was Mr. NSX Macho. And Macho, what on earth happened to you?
Yeah, what can I say? Yeah, I mean, first of all, yeah, I had like shitty race pace. I don't know what was happening. So I was leading, and Tom was trying to attack, and then at one point, Tom went outside. Name change went inside, and yeah, I killed him. I killed Tom because yeah, when you're on inside of this, or when you like literally are between the two cars, you have to like choose your turning moment at the exact good point, which I didn't do. Then on the safety car, I let Tom through again, and then on those mediums, I had no pace either. And then when there was another safety car, I was on softs, and yeah, after turn one, I was behind Chippy. Was it? Yeah, and then he came on the track like an absolute madman. Yeah, and then he killed me. Yeah, I don't know if that is. I'm not gonna report it because it's not gonna gain me anything. But that was absolutely stupid.
Yeah, but we looked at that. He made a mistake in towards turn number one, and he went so far wide. I think he could have been in the desert. I think, but the way he took the track limits through there. But as I said, I thought you actually could have been an incident with Watermelon. So it's good that you confirmed that Chippy just rejoined circuit like an absolute demon and just wiped you clean out, I think, of race contention, because you were looking pretty quick. What I'm going to focus on is the positives in that race. You had a really, really good battle, weathering the storm from Tom for good 3 or 4 laps in the first half of that race. How did it feel to be put under pressure by arguably one of the best drivers, I think, on the PS platform?
Well, obviously I've raced against Tom a lot now, because we do quite a lot of races and leagues together. But yeah, it's, I think yeah, I'm not really impressed anymore. Although obviously he's one of the quickest. I feel like I might be equal on pace, maybe a bit slower sometimes. But yeah, it's good fun. Yeah, I sometimes my car just got stuck on him. Like after that long left-hander, after the second sector split, you have like 2 right-hand corners, which aren't really corners. But I kept on getting stuck on him, so I don't know how it was for him. But yeah, I felt a bit. No, I don't know. We couldn't really do anything about that. But for the rest, yeah, it was good battle, and I enjoyed it. And like I said, I was sorry for the kill, and I let him through again.
Yeah, I mean, it's a stretch of time, and I said in commentary that Tom should have actually dipped to the inside line to try and just force you into the move, because 3 times he did that. 3 times he faked the move into turn 9. 3 times he didn't actually get past, and I was expecting it again to go to the inside line, and then he tried to go all the way around the outside, and I think there was a bump in towards turn number 9, which I think you caught, and then just got sent completely into the side of Tom.
Yeah, I don't think Tom wanted to lead. So he might have just attacked, and then he was okay with being like behind. But well, we'll hear it from him soon. But yeah.
Yeah. which will be very interesting, I'm sure, to hear from him in due course. Jesse, though, any questions?
Yeah, Matthew, of course, this was the final race of the season. Are you looking forward to next season?
Yes, because I need my payback on that Mercedes. I swear down. Well, obviously with Messina having a penalty, yeah, I think I could have won, should have won, would have won. We'll never know. But if I won, and like it would have played out so different with Vaporizer and all of that. So we would have had to see what the outcome of the constructors would have been then. But I feel like we could have had it today. We just missed out. It was a tough season though. But yeah, we're gonna see next season.
Well, we will hopefully see you next season then.
Yeah, that will be all right. I'll be there.
That is good to hear, and hopefully there'll be more challenges towards Jensen and towards Macho. Towards yourself, even towards yourself, you could challenge yourself.
Yeah, I think that is one of the
episode.
hardest as well. Yeah.
But no, Macho, go and enjoy your evening.
Yep. Same for you guys, and thanks for the comms.
You are very
No
welcome
problem.
indeed. We are now gonna listen. We are gonna listen to the thoughts of the man who, of course, finished in P8 in that race, and unfortunately, I think should have won that race. It was Mr. Shazoo Tom, and Tom. First of all, congratulations on the passing the driving test as well. You must be absolutely delighted about that. And second of all, that race you should have won going into the final two corners. What happened?
Yeah, well, obviously, as you said, good things have happened today. So I honestly don't think that nothing could have got me down right now. Like I'm still in a good mood, so I'm not actually that bothered. And yeah, them last two corners, no comment. A name changer said sorry already, so yeah, absolutely zero thing I could do. So yeah, it's not like I can be sad about it because it wasn't my fault. And at the start of the lap in turn 4, he sent it, and as soon as I saw the red arrow, I turned out the corner. He still hit me, and when my car spun and hit his rear right, I got wing damage. He let me back through, obviously, but then he was absolutely right on my rear for the rest of the lap. That's probably why he hit me up the rear, because he was just so close to me, and obviously on the fresh softs, he was faster than me. And I didn't pick because I would have came out last, obviously, if no one pitted. And being the first driver, I obviously didn't know everyone was going to pit. And then, yeah, I was lucky that a few people stayed out on the mediums, like Zero. But yeah, I could have won that race, but it would have been much nicer without the safety car.
Yeah, I certainly think you had a lot of good pace in that race as well. And on the other side of that battle, obviously, with Macho, you were really putting them under pressure in, I think it was from lap 9 to about lap 12 in that race. What made you go around the outside line and when the contact was made? What made you go around the outside? Because 3 times I think you tried to go to the inside. 3 times you failed and you just literally didn't want to lead the race.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know whether you noticed. I think Macho noticed, but I didn't really want to overtake him. I did, but I didn't. Like, I wanted to get past him with all my ERS and like using nothing and then just drive away. But yeah, I mean, I was having a bit of fun. I can't lie. I wasn't really in the mood to just absolutely sweat out the race win, but I had good pace considering I just joined the lobby 5 minutes late and hadn't even turned on the PS before that. But yeah, I went to the outside because I caught him earlier and he was on the inside, so the only place I could really go was the outside. And I was a lot closer than the other laps because I think he got a snap of oversteer out the chicane. And then name change obviously burnt a bit of Barry and just got down the inside and Macho made a mistake and then let me back through in the pits. But yeah, I basically did the same thing with name changer. I just didn't use any battery, and then he ran out completely, and it was sort of just an easy overtake. I think my pace was like good today, but yeah, I didn't fail overtaking him. I just didn't really try to.
Yeah, which I think is fair enough, considering Macho has had incidents, of course, in the past when it comes to one-on-one racecraft, and obviously that was, I think, in your
That's
mind.
harsh.
It's a little bit harsh, but it's true. It's true, and I like to say the facts out on track. And honestly, I think that was probably in your mind, thinking I don't want to get involved in an incident with him. He's already had a little bit of a history of incidents this season, and that obviously was that. But I'm not gonna dwell on that whatsoever. I am going to dwell on, of course, the fact that you didn't actually finish the race in the top 2, which is what you have carried so far this season. I think you finished a point behind Name Changer as well in terms of the driver's standings. So looking on the races that I obviously did complete, of course, Italy won the sprint and the feature. Highlight of the season?
Well, I mean, the race win, I guess. Monaco pole lap, even though it doesn't count. Monaco pole lap when I joined the session halfway through and just set one lap and got pole. That was probably pretty good, but yeah, I got disqualified, so that is brilliant. Name Changer beat me. Oh, well, that's brilliant, isn't it?
But, well, he did say at the start of this interview that nothing can get him down apart from the fact that he's finished 1 point behind Name Changer in the standings in FRL.
Well, yeah, I mean, at the end of the race there, he had a pen, but he got that going in the pits, and I've seen before that when you go in the pits, sometimes it like thinks you're cutting the track and it gives you a penalty. So, you know, he'd probably get that removed if he tried to. That's why I actually battled him and didn't just let him win because of the pen. I didn't even know I was battling Name Changer in the championship. I just was racing for the vibes.
Racing for the vibes, which I think is what you approach every race with, which I think is always good. And obviously, it's been fantastic to have you here as part of season 16 of FRL. Jesse, any questions?
Yeah, Tom, you had a good season, of course, joining pretty late since
Questionable.
Monaco. So, but yeah, what are your goals for next season then?
I mean, probably the same. Probably turning up without doing a single lap and hopefully being on pace. Obviously, turning up without doing a single lap usually means I get beat by Jensen and Macho on pace, but I don't really care. It's quite fun. Obviously, I did miss 7 races this season, so hopefully, if I race a couple more races, which I don't know whether I will or won't, then maybe I'll do better in the championship. But yeah, league racing is not at the top of my priorities anymore, really.
Yeah, hopefully see you next season then.
Thank you, mate.
Yeah, it'll be fantastic to have Tom alongside us again for season 17 in FRL. We can now move on to the man who finished in the end DNFing in 11th position, and that was Mr. Ivo. And Ivo, a race to forget, considering you had so much good form coming into tonight.
Yeah, my quali was pretty good, and then it already became it in one. I think it was Daniel. He had a moment, and then yeah, he saved it, and then I ran to do his back. I had damage to my wing. Then luckily there was a VSC, so I was gonna lose that much time. But then the game decided not to change my wing, so I had to come back again, and already was I think 40 seconds behind everyone. Then finally there was a safety car after 10 or 15 laps. Then after the restart in lap 2 already, and I don't know what happened, my connection went gone. Then I joined back a lap later. The same happened, and then I punished my table really hard. You know, my pain is a bit, or my hand is a bit in pain, but yeah. And my DNF, I spun when I joined back. Then I had the red wing, tried to bring it to the pitch, but then just went to on the throttle really late. But still, I spun into the ball and a DNF.
Yeah, and it's just a shame, obviously, with the DNF. You were up there, I think, in the point scoring positions as well before that happened. But I'm going to not dwell on tonight because I think you've done a brilliant job this season. Your highlight of the season, I'm sure, will come in your home race in the Netherlands, where you finished third. Is that the highlight of the season?
Yeah, for sure it is.
I'm not surprised. A Dutchman answers that, and a Dutchman only could, which is really good indeed. And obviously, your season, I think you finished 5th in the standings as well. You must be very happy considering the amount of talent I think we've had in FRL this season. You must be really happy finishing 5th.
Yeah, I am, because I didn't expect to be this high in the standings. But unfortunately, we lost the constructors P3 on 1 point with Red Bull. So yeah, but overall, I'm happy with the season.
Yeah, you should be. There's plenty of positives, I think, to take out of the season. I mean, you go and look back in the standings and just look at the season you've had, and you probably think, oh, I've improved a lot. I've improved considerably compared to where I've been previously in FRL. So congratulations, obviously, on 5th in the standings. Jesse, any questions?
Yeah, of course, you had an impressive rookie season, finishing P5. How are you looking to next season?
Yeah, I'm switching to no assist, so probably won't be in F1 anymore. But if I can get faster with it, I hope it can be maybe next game in F1 again.
We hopefully see you next season, and if you are going no assist in another tier, then.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for comes this season.
Yeah, you are very welcome indeed, and I believe that is everyone for tonight, and indeed for this season as well, which is really good.
So
well, we've been live 2 hours and 20 minutes dead on now, and we've now finally reached the end of the live stream, which is, I think, the best thing.
Finally.
Yeah, the best thing that anybody could hope for, I think, at this stage. A big thank you, by the way, to everyone that has been involved in FRL this season. To the commentators, of course, for F2 and F3. From everyone, of course, who has driven an FRL this season. Big thank you to everyone that has actually proven themselves to be the best that they can be, and hopefully we can develop that, of course, going forward into next season, in Season 17. A big thank you, of course, to Mr. Hawk for joining, for of course, taking over as owner. For the admins and behind the scenes, absolutely terrific work from every single person. No matter how little or small your role might be, everyone is committed to the future of FRL, and hopefully that will continue to grow, of course, as we move forward in FRL next season. And, of course, speaking of next season, Season 17 signups will be open tomorrow. It is going to be open very soon indeed. I'm seeing a conversation. Apparently, it's going to be released within the next couple of hours or so. So you'll be treated to the signups. I'm going to get working on the common signups as well. They're going to be released tomorrow morning, and that'll all be on Discord and all over social media. I can guarantee you of that as well. But Jesse, of course, reflecting on that season, it was a fantastic season to obviously be had in terms of that. However, though, I've just spied a man that is a Constructors Champion who has literally just joined the party right now, and that is, of course, Zero. Zero, in the end, Constructors Champion for AlphaTauri. Congratulations, you must be feeling very happy.
Yeah, considering how bad the season's been thus far, it's a really good way to end it. Also with the P4, with the chance to win, though, that was a bit of an inspired call to stay on the mediums, but yeah, I just decided to, hell of it. It's the last race. I'm gonna risk it all, and gladly, for the once, it paid off.
It did pay off, and Liam looked very quick as well. You were battling with him, of course, earlier on in the race. Talk us through that, because it was a bit of a to and fro battle between you both, trying to swap positions, trying to see who the quickest man was.
Yeah, it was pretty much your usual small fight, try who's faster at the time, got ahead, and tried to throw the other one along, and that pretty much worked well up until the safety car came out, and that kind of threw a spanner in the works because Bunty jumped me in the pits, and then it was just an uphill fight pretty much the entire race up until the end.
Yeah, an uphill fight I think was certainly made easier with, of course, the demon joining track of CPI Chippy, who rejoined right on Macho's side of the car and basically spun him around, coming to the right hand of turn number 3. But to reflect on your season, you haven't had a season that I think is to be totally proud of, but you're still an AlphaTauri, you're still Constructors Champion, of course, with AlphaTauri, and I think that speaks above else.
Yeah, main focus was just to finish in the top 10, score points, and because I knew that even if I would only be like P8, P9, P10, those points at the end of the season they are going to be extremely crucial, and that proved right now. So of course I would have wanted to be a bit more in the top 5 and maybe in the podium fight, but pace just wasn't there pretty much at all. So
Yeah, definitely. So, Zero, Jesse, any questions?
Yeah, Zero, of course. It was the final race of the season, which been a pretty difficult season for you. But how are you looking until next season then?
it's difficult to say. I'm not even sure if I'm gonna drive next season or not, because I feel like I'm not mentally ready for another season pretty much instantly. So have to at least take a couple of days to think about it and see if I feel like racing next season.
Well, we will hopefully see you back on the grid next season.
Yeah. Very, very good to hear from Call Zero. Go and enjoy your evening.
Thanks.
You are very welcome indeed. And that is it. That is literally it for tonight for FRL and indeed for this season, for season 16. I really hope you enjoyed it. I from the bottom of my heart really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, tick the notification bell, of course, if you're brand new to the channel. And I'm going to be dealing with, unfortunately, a situation that's developed by Mr. Macho, who has called me out clearly, which is not that great. And if he does want to try and call me out, then I'm here. We're still live. You can say whatever you've got to say and then leave the league, because I am not going to have any of it. We do not stand for opinions of that matter either. I am a commentator at the end of the day, and I'm trying to be as impartial as possible. But when I see bad driving, I speak of it, and I expect drivers to improve. And when drivers don't improve and they keep on repeating the same offences, then it needs to be brought to somebody's attention. And that is why I said what I said in terms of Macho and in terms of his racing this season, and in terms of obviously him battling. Yes, he might race with the top guys out on track, but you've got to be clean while doing it, and I certainly expect better. I know he is a very capable driver. He knows he's a very capable driver. Prove it to me, and I will show some respect. But for now, I'm not going to show any respect back, and that is all I'm going to say on the matter. And I'm going to end it off right there, because I'll probably get wrong if we still stay live at this point. But Jesse, it's been fantastic to have you for most part of the season alongside me. Yuri, of course, been alongside me as well. Zook on occasions as well alongside me in the commentary box. Commentator sign-ups, and of course season 17 sign-ups will be open very soon indeed. I know com sign-ups are going to be open tomorrow morning. I need to do the form, which is why I'm saying it's going to be happening tomorrow morning. And hopefully you can join us on our journey, of course, as we embark on season 17, which I do not have a date for. Calendar has not been fully discussed at this stage, but hopefully we will get to that point in due course. Everything will be announced, of course, later on tonight. But thank you so much for watching, and until next season, season 17 of FRL,